It's go time, baby. It's Monday. Let's get it. Good morning, upstate South Carolina. Hello, America. What up, world? How y'all doing? What's shaking? I don't mean to alarm anyone, but it's game week. Like your team is playing. Like your team's game. It's your turn to play.
Yeah, one of us is dressed for that.
I see that.
It's going to be straight up fan gear pretty much the rest of the way.
Zoe breaking out the garnet and black on a Monday morning. I had to go magenta and black. It's a representation of everybody. It's an amalgamation.
Probably going to hit some scarlet and gray tomorrow and just, alternate.
Not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. The Rob Brown Show is back and live on your radio, tablet, iPhone, digital devices of all types, shapes, and sizes. We're glad to have you along for the ride today. My name is Rob Brown. The other voice you hear this morning on the other side of the metaphorical glass, in charge of the radio broadcast, he is the Sultan of Swag, the Professor of Perfection, the Wizard of Wave, the Great One, hashtag Dad Kicks, Colonel Grudge. Lonzo's in charge of the broadcast. What up, Zoe?
It's me. It's Ernest T. Sorry, it just popped in my head.
Why?
Some people get the reference. We're close to Mayberry. It's all right. It's like up the road a bit.
Let me tell y'all something. Friday night was interesting. Friday night, I got over to Nixon Field on the beautiful campus of James F. Burns High School. I was set up at 6 p.m. At 6:35, we had done our sound check with Lonzo to make sure that the equipment was working right. It was. At 7 o'clock. Now, at 6:50, 10 till 7. 10 till 7, I'm sitting in the box with Lane Fowler, my color commenter for Burns High School football. Sam Clark is down on the sideline with the wireless mic. And over the PA.
Attention Burns Rebel fans. Due to lightning strikes in the area, this evening's game has been postponed. We ask you to currently evacuate the stadium. We will let you know when it is time to re-enter the stadium and the ultimate time for kickoff for this evening's games.
It's like, oh, man. So we went live at 7. And I thought, you know what? If I do a 45 to 55 minute pregame show, that'll be fine, right? That'll cover it up. Nope. We get to 7:45. We're getting text from the field house. No update yet, guys. We're still in a holding pattern. There's lightning in the area. Gets to be about 8 o'clock. No update. 8:15, the only update we have gotten is that they will make a decision one way or the other at 9:15. So I'm sitting in the press box. The lights are off in the stadium. The lights are off in the press box. The lights are off in the field house. It is creepy.
Well, that choked you up a little bit.
It did.
There.
It did. It was creepy, man. The first responders doing their job effectively cleared the stadium. Everybody involved with the football teams was in the locker rooms. Everybody involved in the administration was in the school. The only folks that were visible were the people who were involved with the broadcast end of it. Me, Lane, Sam, and the guys running film. There were 4 of us in the press box. It was dark. Not another soul to be seen anywhere. The stadium is pitch black dark, right? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, as we hit 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, I've got my laptop up. I'm watching the Saints preseason game on that. The guy next to me is watching the Panthers preseason game on his laptop. Somebody in the stadium knew what the hell they were doing because they put the Cowboys-Seahawks preseason game up on the big Jumbotron at the end of the stadium, so that was actually kind of rad.
So what are you complaining about? I mean, this sounds like. I mean, I get you were a little warm, but still,
a little toasty,
just a little warm,
a little toasty in the press box. It's not a complaint. I'm actually going somewhere with this, right? So we got preseason games on. They put the Dallas preseason game up on the big Jumbotron. We're watching that. It gets to be 8:45. It gets to be 9 o'clock. Now, at 9 o'clock, the rain is gone, and I have not seen a lightning strike in the area in a hot minute. So I stand up out of the press box. I walk out of the press box. And if you've not been to Burns before, the stands that the press box are on top of, the parking lot is behind it. So when you're in the press box, you can't see the parking lot. I stand up out of the press box. I walk out of the press box. I walk over to the top of the bleachers that look back towards the parking lot because I think to myself, you know, I bet there's, 20, 30 people who stuck around, who waited it out. I thought there's maybe 20, 25 people that are hanging out in the parking lot, right? Waiting to see if this game's going to get played. I come out of the press box, Lonzo. I turn around. I look at the parking lot. It is 9:15 p.m. when the PA guy comes over and goes,
ladies and gentlemen, we'll be opening the stadium here in about 4 minutes. We have a scheduled kickoff this evening of 9:45 p.m. 9:45 p.m. kickoff.
I don't know why they put the PA guy. The PA guy in charge was clearly an airline pilot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have a 9:45 p.m. kickoff. Skies are clear. Lightning has cleared the area. Once again, we have a kickoff scheduled this evening for 9:45 p.m. We'll let you know if there's any other information that you need to know. Flight attendants, please secure the cabin. Bing, bong.
You, above all, should not be critical of side jobs.
Not at all. I got 9 of them. Anyway, I go look at the parking lot, Zoe. It's 9:15. They have just announced the game is on, right? And I've been popping on, doing updates during the commercial breaks. Hey, it's Rob Brown. No update. Keep listening to 97.7 Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg for updates. I pop on the air at 9:15 when we get the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just been told 9:45 p.m. kick. We're going to come on at 9:30 with an abbreviated pregame show. So if you've left and you want to come back for some football, stadium's open. I pop off. I walk over to the top of the bleachers. I look back at the parking lot. Lonzo, 9:20 p.m. Parking lot looks like it's 6:30. Every spot is taken. I look down directly underneath the bleachers. The line to get in to Nixon Field goes from the ticket box up the stairs, the length of the stadium, and around the back to get in. Y'all, it is football season. Those folks waited, Lonzo, 2.5 hours in the parking lot, just hanging out, waiting in case they open the gates. When the ball went live at 9:45 p.m., if you'd have showed me a picture and told me that it was 7:30 on a Friday, I'd have believed you. Football's the best.
Not unusual either, by the way. I've seen later delays and seen the same thing happen. Not just at Burns, but high school stadiums around the upstate.
I was texting back and forth with Cole Bryson, last year's voice of the Burns Rebels. Well, I guess last decade's voice of the Burns Rebels.
I don't know he was here that long.
I thought he said he had done it 10 years. He said he's been broadcasting high school football for 10 years.
Yeah, he wasn't here that long.
Okay.
I mean, he's only like 12. There's no way he could have been here that long.
All right, I was talking to high school broadcasting veteran Cole Bryson, last year's voice of the Rebels. Texted him at like 8:45. And I was like, dude, how's this work, right? Because in Florida, they would let you go till about 10 o'clock. And if you didn't have a definite kickoff by 10 o'clock, they canceled it. And basically the system there would have been, if your bye week lines up, you'll both play on the bye week. If your bye week does not line up, that game is just outright canceled unless it's a regional game, in which case they stick it on to the end of the season. So I'm like, hey, CB, how's this work, my guy? How's this work? If they can't kick it off tonight, is it just outright canceled? It's a non-region game. Is it outright canceled? He texts me back and he goes, no, not necessarily. I said, what's the latest they'll play? He said the latest game I remember them starting was a 10:30 p.m. kick, and they'll play it late into the night. He also said that if it gets full rained out, they'll move it to Saturday.
Yeah, I don't get the rain out thing. The lightning I completely get. And if I recall, and this has been a while, I seem to remember a game ending around 1:30 before. It might have been 10 years ago, but I do recall one getting really, really late.
Yeah, Sam and Lane told me that around 2010-11, there was a Burns game against Myrtle Beach High.
Yeah, so it was a lot longer than I said about 10 years.
He said about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, there was a game against Myrtle Beach High that they started at like 10:30.
And yes, I can say that because, Burns started on Word and then came over here, so I've been involved with it in some way since then. And yeah, I knew I remembered one going really, really late.
Yeah. It was, they said 10:30 was about the latest they've seen it kick. They said they both said that they have heard of at least one other high school game in South Carolina that kicked off at 11 p.m., right? Now, for the record, and just to complain because I want to, that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, filling in on Mark's show.
Thank you, by the way.
No worries. Happy to help when I can. Our show, Mark's show, did a couple of little side hustles for BetQL and the Odyssey folks. A podcast episode. And then...
Wait a minute, podcast episode for what?
Us last week. That would be Views from Mint Street. Odyssey's Carolina Panthers podcast, presented by Odyssey and hosted by Lonzo Reitzel and Rob Brown.
Oh, that's Reitzel, man. You gotta do
Lorenzo
it right.
Reitzel, son.
That's right. That's right.
And we want the smoke.
We do. And new episodes are up, by the way. Check those out.
Yes, we broke down. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yesterday... Because you know what happened was I didn't want my number of days worked streak to end at only 20. I wanted to run it up to 3 consecutive weeks where I have not had a day where I didn't do something. Mission accomplished. So yesterday, Zoe and I broke down the...
I was reaching for the violins, but I didn't get them fast enough.
That's all right. I moved on. So we got that done. Point is, that game kicked off at 9:45. Now, fortunately... Burns absolutely took it to the woodshed against Chapman. And the last 3 minutes of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter were played on a running clock because Burns in the third quarter figured something out offensively.
Yeah.
Reggie's boys.
Love and hate that running clock.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you. If that game kicks off at 7:30, I hate the running clock. I want all the football I can get. When it is 11:45 at night... When I've been up since 5 a.m. and have worked, 3 13-hour days before that? Yeah, Rob Brown was ready for bed. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, do not tell me the South doesn't love football because that stadium's entrance line at 9:40 at night on a Friday night wrapped down the length of the stadium and around it.
So shout out to Burns being 2-0. Doesn't really mean anything, but it's kind of cool because unless things have changed, the only games that mean anything are conference games.
Correct. Region games are the only ones that matter. That being said, I absolutely do think there is something to be said when you drop 62 on them in 1 week and 54 on them in another week. And by the way, that 54 could have easily, first off, should have been 56 because there were 2 PATs missed. And then... there were probably 2 should-have-been touchdowns that were, just inches off the gloves of the wide receiver. That score could have threatened 70.
So what this does, this reminds Burns fans of the Bentley days and when that was the norm, putting up those kind of scores. And who knows, maybe this is foretelling what the season's going to bring. Hope so. We like having winners here. It's awesome.
It is more fun when they're good. I've broadcasted for good teams. I've broadcasted for bad teams. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's more fun when the scoreboard numbers are going round and round like a slot machine, man. Without a doubt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a show lined up for you today. We got week 0 of college football in the books. And this may shock you, Nebraska is not back. Although, so as much as I have enjoyed the Nebraska LOL takes, you got to give a little credit to Ryan Helsinki and Northwestern, right?
Helsinki's like a place, but that's okay.
21 days in a row I've worked, Lonzo. 21 days consecutively I have worked. Ryan Helsinki and the Northwestern came out and, they really took it from Nebraska at the end. Nebraska had a chance before Northwestern put them away. We're going to talk about that. Mainly because as I scrolled the Nebraska message boards, because I'm a sadist and enjoy the misery of other teams' fans, do you know what they are calling for in Nebraska right now, Lonzo? Do you know whose entrance music they want to hear hit? Do you know who they want to come out with the visor and the clipboard next? It ain't Ted Lasso, people. Nebraska fans are calling for Urban Meyer to be hired by the university.
Well,
I'd rather suck.
He has a proven record in college football. If he goes there, they'll win a national championship.
I'd rather suck. I would rather be bad, honestly, than have Herb be my guy. I'd rather suck. All right, we're going to talk about that coming up later on. We'll talk all the results from around week 0. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game preview time. But when we come back, we begin the construction of the Boo Box. We're taking your ideas for...
Listen, there was just way too many woe is me during that first segment. You're gainfully employed, man, and doing a great job.
Yeah, I know.
These violins aren't sad enough, though. I got to find some better ones.
No, I kind of feel like I'm about to sit down in an Italian restaurant for dinner, man.
We're at Carmine's place.
Hey, 21 days I've been working here. 21 days without a break. And now you come into my show and you tell me I'm not doing enough. You come into my show and you tell me that I'm not doing enough. Get out of here. Forget about it.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yes, it was. And just because of that, when we come back, we're going to talk about Tom Brady. You did it to yourself. You really did. I'm Rob, he's Lonzo, you're you. Kevin, hang on the line. I got some talk for you about Burns and Chapman when we come back. The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's knockoff Becky Lynch's intro.
All intros have woes or something in them right now.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just the crowd is so susceptible to chanting of some sort.
Cole Burns explains how he got the job. Hang on 2 seconds, stream. Be right back. All right, appreciate y'all hanging out. Welcome in, y'all. Let's get it, Ben. You damn right, let's get it. Let's have some fun. It's Monday. Who cares if we're tired? Who cares if we had a weekend? It's college football season, yo. I know, Keegan, it's and not only am I employed, but I'm employed and my job is watching and talking about football. You know what I mean? And yet, I'm still tired. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Are you okay back there, buddy?
I got dizzy on the last part. Put here, better violins. More sad. Less mob, more sad. But I'll keep it. I'm gonna find some violins that are more mob too. Yeah.
Now the mob sound is the mandolin.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what a mandolin sounds like.
Question is, Stephen, how many were consumed Friday night? Rob did look a little tired yesterday. I got to tell you.
Rob was tired yesterday. Rob's tired today. It's under, Steven. So I max myself out, and I try not to get there. I max myself out at 3. Like if I hit 3, I stop even if I'm still tired. I did 2 yesterday. Saturday was nonstop. I had to cut something Saturday morning. I had the 4-hour baseball show. I had to cut something after that. And then I had 2 different functions.
Then he ditched us Saturday night for exactly what I told everyone he was doing.
What?
And I had proof the next day when I saw.
That was the second of the 2 events.
When I saw the tweet.
That was the second of 2 events I had to attend. But I looked good.
So if you had to choose between line dancing and Dungeons and Dragons, which one are you going with?
No. That was the second of 2 events. That was not that was not the more important of the 2. And for the record,
yeah. By the way, people want you on the wall for ditching us Saturday night when we've been advertising it for a long time.
First off, both Lonzo and Chris said to me last week, "I'm actually glad we're pushing it back." So don't hit me with that.
I didn't say that.
You absolutely did.
No.
I will go find it on the StreamYard.
You go find it.
You were like, I have worked so much this week. I'm actually glad we're pushing it back. And then Captain America said to me in the hallway, "It's been a really crazy week. I'm actually glad we're pushing it back."
I believe I'm being misrepresented.
100%
I'm going to find.
100% not.
I'm going to notify my lawyer.
Notify away.
I was slandered all day by Mark Ryan Friday, which I pointed out. I'm not gonna stand for this. Anyway, the results are people think you should face the wall for stringing everybody along and saying we're going to do something and we didn't get to do it, and they really wanted to watch it. And I don't blame them.
I put the next date on the table, which is the 10th.
Unless there's a line dancing thing going on, then
It was not a.
He's a secret cowboy, people. He's a secret cowboy.
There's no secret about it.
Go look at. I mean, when you're bragging about how good you look in the black hat, and it looked good. It did.
Damn right it looked
good.
Yeah,
it looked good when you're bragging about that. Rob Brown, secret cowboy.
That's a good-looking cowboy. I look like Rip from Yellowstone, but hotter. Ain't no secret about it, Lonzo. I look damn good in a cowboy hat.
Rob Brown, Secret cowboy.
I look damn good in a cowboy hat. For those of you not watching the stream at facebook.com/thefanupstate, first off, why not? For those of you not watching the stream at YouTube by searching and subscribing to The Rob Brown Show, first off, why not? But Saturday, I had a couple of functions that I had. So if you've missed it, I am going to be, let's nerd out for a minute, playing the role of DM for a D&D campaign after Saturday night Upstate Pulse.
Allegedly.
No, I am. It's already set up. I've already got most of it written. But
unless there's a hootenanny going on at the Boot Barn.
The Boot Barn's a store. Anyway, I had to put off Saturday.
Proof that he's a secret cowboy because he knew that.
I had to attend a function for the lady friend, and then after that, my man Kevin downstairs, our sales rep on the station, it was his better half's 30th birthday, so we attended after that as well.
So here's the thing.
For the record, just as evidence, I'd like you to look at the time that is on the watch. I don't know if it's going to show up. This picture was at 12:21, Lonzo.
You were just complaining about football going late. So you can't have both. So it's okay. Secret cowboy.
I complain about what I want to complain about. And second off, ain't no damn secret about it.
I just want to point out
Show you the pictures.
When people come in this room and they speak in whispers and they think I can't hear, I mean, not that it matters. Other than we were planning on doing something and we didn't get to do it because you went line dancing. But when someone's talking about wanting to put their cowboy hat in your car, I think you can pretty much deduce that it's either you're going to a rodeo or you're going line dancing. You guys ain't going to a rodeo, so I knew it was line dancing.
First off, I absolutely will go to a rodeo.
I called it, by the way. I called it.
We'll go to a rodeo.
Called it.
Second off, there were functions that had to be done. That was one of the two. Yeah.
Did you wear Spurs?
No, I was not riding a
horse. Look, he had to think about it.
I did not ride a horse to the bar.
Were chaps involved?
No, but that's only because I used to have chaps for my motorcycle, but I ruined them, so I don't have them anymore. I need to get another pair. I really do. Anyway. So Tom Brady. Oh, that's right. Let me get Kevin in. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be a jerk to Lonzo, but not Kevin.
It's all right. I will respond in kind.
Kevin, what's up, big fella? Welcome back to the show, my guy. Going ham at 9 a.m., baby.
Going ham at 9 a.m. I tell you what, it was hard to go ham on Saturday because my day started with going to work on Friday at 5:30 in the morning. Then I get off and go to the football game, and the game don't start till 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was a pretty rough situation. So I feel like I stayed up for 24 hours. But to finally get that game jumped off, and I tried to come see you, man, but the rain started coming down, and I had to keep this Jerry curl dry, man. I had just put the fresh juices in, and I was trying to let my soul glow, so I couldn't get over there to come check you out.
I respect it. Hey, in the priority level, that is the right way to handle it. I should absolutely be behind that. You're good.
Hey, did you have the white ball cap on?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, sure did.
Okay,
sure did.
So I seen you running up the steps because I said that's got to be Rob going up those steps over there.
Wait, Kevin. You said he was running up the steps.
That was like a brisk jog.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, if you run all the way up Burn Steps, you're gonna be wore out when you get to the top of that stadium.
Listen. I have called since I started doing those games 2 weeks ago. I have begun affectionately referring to the home side as Mount Broadcast because it is a freaking expedition to get to the top of that thing. And then when you got to carry 40 pounds of gear up and down it every day, it is not my favorite. I love the gig. I love being the voice of the Burns Rebels. When I get that first $1 million paycheck from doing this, Kev, volunteer option number one is I am gifting Burns an elevator.
Elevator, man. Elevator, because when you got to tote equipment from the top to the bottom to the listen. Your whole plan when you get in the car and get all this loaded up is to chill for a few minutes and get my life back together before I take off. But to talk about this game, man, hey, the third, like 21-7 at halftime, and I'm like, okay, if we can get some offense going, we might can get in this thing. But Burns came out in the third quarter like the Warriors came out when they had KD and might score 56 on you in the third quarter because they let it loose, man. They found out that we were that young in the secondary, and they let it go. But the thing about it, Burns is just as young, man. They got sophomores everywhere, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. And they got dudes. In fact, I kind of had to laugh. We did the pregame interview with Ricky Shaw before we kicked that game off. And I asked him, like, what's your favorite part about this team through the first 2 weeks? And he goes, we got dudes. Quote, we got dudes.
Oh, yeah.
They do got Kai Cook is going to be a baller. Colby Shaw at QB, and you saw this, Kevin. First half, he overthrew what could have been 3 touchdown passes. And I just think my guy was amped, right? Like, it's his first year as the full-time starter. I think my guy was amped. Second half when he settled down and the ball was fine in the pocket, all of a sudden Colby Shaw looked like a stud. R.J. Livingston, the running back, rocking number 21, is a blue-collar, bring your lunchbox to work kind of guy. I mean, Burns has absolutely got dudes. And by the way, props to both Brooklyn Casey in week 1 and Chapman in week 2, because as good as this Burns team's looked, those boys came out sluggish. But Chapman was down 21, and we're playing like it was the damn Super Bowl. I got a lot of respect for what the Panthers did this weekend, but listen, I'm not ready to start telling everybody the Burns dynasty is back. They're back to the glory days because there's work to do, and we're still like 4 games away from regional matchups. But they look good out the gate early, man. They really do.
Oh, they really did, man. Them boys came out and they got to the points they needed to hit and hit them and put points up early, man. And it's like Chapman, man. We for the last 5 or 6 years, man, we've been putting up points and lighting up scoreboards left and right. So the fans are kind of like right now because they're so used to putting points up. And so last year, the seniors that graduated last year went about 56 and 4, I want to say. So we lost so many people last year. Now, like this spread offense, I feel like now we should kind of bring that down some and run this clock because teams are going to get up on us real fast because we're still trying to find the identity of who we're going to be. So until then, I just say run this clock, get as much time off as you can, and keep this high-powered offense off the field for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Kev, good to talk to you, big fella. I'll catch up with you, brother. Thank you very much. My man said I couldn't come out from under the stadium. I got my Jericho glow, and I had to let the soul glow. That's a great reference on top of it all, man. Well done, Kev. Well done. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. 844-FAN phone. Phone line's open for you. 844-326-3663. You can text us on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307, 71307. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N. FAN. Texture says Rob Shindig took precedence over his fans. First off, sir, or madam, but probably sir. In fact, I know it's a sir.
Could have been storming the castle instead. You were boot scooting boogie.
First off, I ain't doing none of that. All right? I don't do that. I let you guys be the stars like I do every other day. Second off, I was damn sure boot scooting boogieing, and I looked good doing it. Looked real good doing it. Third off,
I would beg to differ. I don't think anyone looks real good doing it, but that's just me.
That's America. It's your right to be wrong, Lonzo.
Country stinks.
America. Third off, as I've said on this show many, many times, I do a lot. The lady friend asked me to do very little. So when she asked me to do something for her job that helps her and her career, especially considering she's kind of a sugar mama, if she asks me, hey, I got to do this thing and I need you there to make me look good, I show up and I make her look good. I put that shine on her.
Do you have boot cut jeans?
You're damn right I do.
Okay.
And I got boots to put under him. Nice ones. Got them just outside of Nash Vegas, baby. Heart of Tennessee.
Again, I was unaware that that line dancing was still a thing. So, I mean, I am not exactly the guy who follows the trends of things that are going on in the world, but I thought that was like in the 90s. But, maybe it was a nostalgia thing.
All right, we got to take a break. Then we'll boot, scoot, and boogie back for the final segment of hour number 1. We're going to talk Tom Brady. Lonzo's got an evil smile on his face.
I'm going to do whatever I can to derail. I already did.
The troll job may have backfired on me here. We'll see. We'll talk week 0 in college football. Nebraska fans are clamoring for Urban Meyer to show up and have his next heart attack. Stress issue. Quit on them too. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Plus, Clemson, Georgia Tech, South Carolina, Georgia State. Let's give our 5 days too early prognostication on those games, shall we? The Rob Brown Show rolls on after this. This is the Fan Upstate.
By the way, Xbox One up and running in the cave. In the cave.
Gotcha.
I downloaded Fallout 4 just to see if it will work.
Did it?
You can put your profile on there so you can, if you want.
Well, that's
Wait a minute. Auburn played this weekend? I'm not joking. I didn't know Auburn played. When we mentioned all the games, did we mention that Auburn played?
Auburn played this weekend, did they? No, Auburn didn't play this weekend.
What's Keegan talking about? What you talking about, Keegan?
What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, I don't know. They play this weekend. Oh no, he means coming up. Like, are we gonna break that game down? Coming up?
Oh, okay. All right.
What you talking about, Willis?
Madness. We done gone crazy.
Madness.
I'm sure Mercer is a wonderful university, Keegan. You probably shouldn't slam them too much.
What's their mascot?
Because of Bears.
That's it.
If they struggle with Mercer.
You guys are starting TJ Finley.
If you don't beat them by 50, it's a struggle.
FSU missed the cover by 2.5 against Duquesne.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
40-7.
Admittedly, I only watched one college game, but I picked the good one to
You
watch.
picked the best one to watch.
Not like I'm Mr. Conference guy and only watch things, you know.
2 of the 5 most bet on Heisman Trophy finalists in Vegas are Buckeyes, CJ and Jackson. CJ's the most voted on. Will Anderson Jr. second, Caleb Williams third, Bryce Young fourth.
A lot of expectations this year. See what happens. We gonna take it one game at a time. When's that Notre Dame game? When's that start?
The Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame game? Got a headache because it was really difficult for me to come at Rob the way I did. It hurt me on the inside. It's caused me a headache. I've tainted my purity. Hey, did you know it's a 3-day weekend for some people?
Is it for us?
I said some people. You would be one of those people.
Yes!
Oh, that hurt.
Don't call me Monday.
Oh, that hurt. You'll be working at something.
Probably. I'm going to be hosting the BetMGM podcast today with Cody. So I get more work on top of regular work, and I'll probably do it again next Monday. So I will be working this Monday. Granted, that's a 45-minute podcast. Yesterday was a 45-minute podcast. I shouldn't complain about it, but I did have to get all my stuff together before we did it.
That's a good question, Steven. He'll see it eventually. Maybe he'll answer it.
I'm over here working, man. Did you go out in the country past the city limit sign to the honky tonk? The joint was jumping. It was jumping that night when the sun went down.
Also, that was a country lyric. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
From Booth Scootin' Boogie.
Okay.
Literally the song that you were making fun of.
Then we'll continue to do as long as I, have words. They don't have to be good words. So, Rob, were they playing new country or old country? Do you prefer old country?
No, they actually had a live band playing, and he was doing some originals and some prime 90s covers. And I felt so bad for the dude because he'd play 3 or 4 covers of great songs, like Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, 3 or 4 covers. And they'd be like, this next one's an original. And they'd start playing it in the dance floor, which is clear. And I'm like,
Well, maybe learn and just don't say it's an original and just start playing.
Just play covers.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear originals at 11:30 on a Friday. If we do, we'll go to an originals bar. I'm there to hear country. Keegan asked about Auburn's game against Mercer, and he said, if we struggle with Mercer, you'll never see me in this chat again. That's the optimism at the beginning of football season that I love the most, right?
Well, the fact that he threw if in there, maybe it is a possibility. I mean,
it certainly is.
Come on, dude.
Don't forget the offseason that Auburn just had. Remember? Their head coach was on the precipice of being canned because he was having a relationship with a college intern on campus that never fully materialized in inappropriate, but walked up right to the edge of it. Half the boosters were calling for him to get canned. The school decided to stick by him. Auburn's offseason was interesting. We'll talk some SEC football later. But before we do, clip number 1. The mystery o' mysteries, ladies and gentlemen. The mystery o' mysteries is, where was Tom Brady for 11 days when his team was getting ready? Where was Tom Brady for 11 days, including not 1 but 2 preseason games, where his team was trying to get their Super Bowl chemistry down and TB12 was MIA? Where was Tom Brady? Welp. Thomas Christopher Brady stood in front of a mic this weekend and was asked, hey, bro, where was you? And Tom Brady said this.
It's all personal. Everyone's got different situations they're dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life. And, I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of going on. So, you just gotta try to figure out life the best you can. And, it's a continuous process. So
I had to edit. You heard the edit there?
That was well done.
Thank you.
You were just waiting to see my reaction, and I really enjoyed that. That's award winning right there.
That was the edit. That was the edit. I feel like I did a good job there.
Sounded just like Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's 17 years of production work that came to a head right there. I taught myself everything I know. Anyway,
he is trolling you guys.
Tom Brady said, I'm 45 years old. There's a lot of boat going on right now.
There's a key word in what he said. Challenge. You know what's a challenge?
This show most days?
No. Mass Singer is a challenge. It's a challenge.
You're not trolling me. I hope that's what he was doing.
Watch him saying this and look at his expression. This is not a guy who just went through something traumatic.
No, my guy
this is a guy that was about ready to laugh when he said it.
He had a boat-eating grin.
He absolutely did.
He had a boat-eating grin.
He is trolling all these people and everyone. Oh my gosh, he's 45 years. He's going through some stuff. I've watched a couple different shows this morning, and they're all just so worried about Tom Brady, and he's up there laughing at you. He is playing you.
I like it. I hope he was doing it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it'd be funny as hell when half the media that are flipping out about this realize that TB12 was working them the whole time.
No. They won't get it. They won't get it. They'll be relieved. They'll be relieved. All good, because we really thought our guy was going through something. And he'll be sitting back laughing his butt off about it.
Number two, I hope he did it. I got to say this. Talking NFC South football here on the Rob Brown Show. Mark Ryan has predicted that the Bucs fall off this year. I heard DA predict this morning that the Bucs will fall out this year. And they are just two of the most recent large gatherings of media members that have predicted that Tampa Bay is going to fall off this year. That they won't be a Super Bowl contender like they want you to believe that they are. I don't know that I believe that yet. I don't know if I agree with that yet. Here's what I am going to say. It's not a surprise anymore. It's not a shock anymore. People know who and what Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, right? They won a Super Bowl one year. Last year, they were a miraculous Cooper Kupp catch away from going to another. Tampa ain't catching nobody asleep, which I have to say initially. So, and you know, I've told it's okay to have your opinion change. In fact, you should. Here's one. When TB12 was missing practice up front, my initial reaction, as a matter of fact, I remember sitting on the couch like day 3 of TB12's MIA stint, and I was watching whatever talking head show I was watching. And the lady friend, who is a Tom Brady fan, as are most of the female sports fans I know, the diehard sports ladies, they hate him. The casual ones, they love him. And I get it. He's very handsome.
My wife does not like Tom Brady.
I said the diehards don't.
But remember where we're from.
Also true. Also true. Which, by the way, I am going to ask you about Michigan, who is named 2 starting quarterbacks. We're going to start one week and the other week 2. We're going to talk about that coming up in a minute.
Wow, I didn't know that. I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah. Next hour is all college football, by the way. For those of you going, where's the college football talk? It's the entire next hour. Anyway, when TB12 was initially missing in action, she was like, where's Tom? Shouldn't Tom? Even the lady friend was like, should Tom Brady not be with his team right now, right? Like, shouldn't Tom, aren't they going through preseason practices? Isn't this where the team gets better? Shouldn't TB12 be out there with his guys if he wants to try to walk off with one more ring? And initially my thought was, if there's one cat in the league that does not need practice reps, it's 12, right? Like, if there's one guy in the league that could stand to take a handful of days off and not come back rusty, it's Tom Brady. I have no doubt about that. I'm sure of it. But then I really thought about it. And the number of people, and I'm not one of them, at least not yet, but the number of people, DA, Mark Ryan, a handful of others, that are calling for a Tampa Bay collapse this year, I kind of came around on it a little bit, Zoe. Even as a Brady fan, I kind of came around a little bit to the perspective of, yeah, he probably should have been there. Right? Like, he probably should have been there. You can do The Masked Singer when you retire, guy. It's not going anywhere. It's a wildly popular show. It's not going anywhere. You can do all the reality and competition television that you want when you retire. And most people think Tom's doing one more run, one more year, and he's out. I don't know if that's true or not, but most people think Tom's doing one more run and then he's out. The Masked Singer season 9 will be available next year, Tommy boy. Your guys all revolve around you. If you go down, if you're not in sync, if you're not out there, it's not about Tom needs practice. It's about the Bucs needing practice with Tom. It's not about Tom needing to get his timing down. Tom's timing has been down since the day he showed up in the league. It's about the receivers getting their timing down with you, the running backs getting their timing down with you, about Todd Bowles, a new head coach, a new set of coaches. It's about those guys knowing how to communicate well with you, how to communicate well with the team around you, how to read what you're going through, how for you to read what they are deciding, et cetera, right? It is not about Tom needs practice. It's about the Bucs need practice with Tom. So for him to sit out for 11 days, including 2 of the 3 preseason games, even for Tom Brady, who I am a fan of, that was frankly wildly irresponsible. It was a bad call from Tom. You should have been out there. You should have been working out with the boys. You should have been getting it together, the timing, the execution, etc. All of that should have been taking place with your squad instead of you being off filming The Masked Singer. Well, I'm 45 years old. Boat happens. Dude, no. Lonzo wasn't skipping work for 2 weeks when he was 45 to go participate in a karaoke contest. All right? It didn't happen.
Maybe it didn't happen.
I will work under the assumption it did not happen until proven otherwise with demonstrable video evidence.
I don't remember 45, so,
That's fair.
There's that.
That's fair. I am not 45. I'm still a couple of years out. But I'm going to go ahead and call the shot. That I'm not calling the boss and going, hey, boss, I need to skip work outright for 11 days to go try to win a talent contest. He's going to be like, yeah, no, you don't do that. Or, sure you can, but you're burning your own vacation to do it.
But in the end, let's hope that this is what it is. Whether I like Tom Brady or not, I hope he's not really going through stuff. I hope he's trolling everybody. I hope that's all it is. I hope it's just Masked Singer and not really something serious.
Same. I really do. Yes, for Tom's sake, I hope it was The Masked Singer. And not, I'm getting divorced and my kids are getting... I hope it's nothing like that, nothing traumatic. But 11 days not showing up to work, 2 preseason games, your only opportunity to go live full-speed game simulation, and you missed it to dress like a peacock and sing Carrie Underwood. He'd sing Carrie Underwood, right? He absolutely would. I don't know. What is Tom Brady going to get caught singing? Michael Jackson?
Something that has the best in it. Or
You're cheating hard.
I want him to sing You're the Best Around from Karate Kid.
Not mad at it. Hour number 2 is a college football fiesta. We're going start to finish week 0, week 1, previews, reviews, scores, recaps, and more on the Rob Brown Show. Here's the fan upstate, y'all.
So here's what it is. Tom Brady knew he's going to fall off a bunch this year, and because of that, he went to be on The Masked Singer because he knew he wouldn't be invited after the horrible season he's about to have.
The hater rate is strong today.
He already can't beat New Orleans. He's probably not going to be able to beat any other team either. So the actor who played Longbottom on Harry Potter is angry with Air Canada because he got rebooked. Isn't that the kind of stuff that happens to Longbottom?
A coworker was in the restroom.
This never ends well.
You ever had somebody in the restroom doing something so heinous that you decide you'll just hold it for another couple of segments?
Yes, I've walked in and went, nope.
Yep. Just happened. Just happened. Opened the door, took a step in, and was like, nah, I'll just wait till like 11:30.
The worst part is when there's a competition of stank going on in there. That's when it kind of almost makes its way to our office.
They call it battle boats.
They do. And there's usually talking going on back and forth between the two who are having the competition. You know, things like nice one and stuff like that. It's unsettling. Forget you, thing who's trying to complete my sentences. That's not what I wanted to say. Stinking AI.
Have you ever had an autocorrect that you didn't catch that like changed the meaning of a text or made it awkward?
Yes, and it's been happening a lot on voice to text when I'm driving in my car. One time I just finally gave up. Like 5 different times I tried to spell something out and it just wouldn't do it. I should have tried a different accent. I've done that before, tried a different accent and it's worked.
Oh, like while you're talking? Oh, you talk to your you talk in text?
Yeah, when I'm driving.
I don't know why I've never gotten into that. I will either hold off on the text or like pull over.
In my, I have my Siri is Irish. And no, she doesn't sound like Becky Lynch.
Irish. Speaking of Ireland, we're about to talk about that.
She sounds like Kate from Fallout 4.
Northwestern Nebraska turned into a pretty good little football game. Turns out the Huskers are indeed not back, at least not yet. Scott Frost is about to melt because the hot seat just got cranked up underneath him. But the biggest disaster, which actually worked out pretty well, I think, the biggest disaster was not the Huskers football team. The biggest disaster was that the credit card machines inside of Aviva Stadium bit the dust about a quarter into the game. And they tried, as many stadiums have. I've seen this happen. In fact, when I went up to Charlotte for the Charlotte FC versus Chelsea match, I don't know about you, Lonzo, do you carry cash?
All right, so this is not a question to ask someone on the air who, who could get rolled out in the parking lot. I mean, I'm a large guy, but NFL guys are getting jumped.
That's
so,
true. That's
so
true.
Yes, I'm more of a cash guy because I'm old.
Yeah.
And because the government.
The chips are coming. I don't
What
care.
do you mean coming? We already got them on the card. It's just a matter of time before they're in your hand or your forehead.
Yeah, can I purchase these Doritos, please? Yes, sir. Go ahead and press your forehead to the glass. I don't carry cash. I don't ever carry cash. Mainly because I'm lazy. Carrying cash requires me to go get cash. And in the year 2022, there's nowhere that doesn't take a credit card anymore.
All right, so if you have cash, and we'll say you go to a grocery store and you give them cash, they give you something back. It's called change. So you get to, while at the grocery store, you could even say, "Hey, I want an extra 20 or something out of your."
Yeah, I don't. I just don't. Again, there's no. The other day, I'm not kidding. I have seen one time, just once. But I saw Lonzo in New Orleans, actually not even in New Orleans, Louisiana, in Metairie, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans. This would have been, right before I moved here. So 2.5 years ago. I was at a gas station outside of Metairie, Louisiana. And I saw a guy walk in the parking lot of the gas station asking for change, which is not uncommon, right? Not uncommon. Usually, I don't know about you, when I get change, it goes into the door handle of my car. Like, that's where I keep my spare change. And if somebody comes up and asks for change, whatever, like, here's the 86 cents I got or whatever. I saw a guy asking for change. I saw him walk up to a guy at a pump. Sir, do you have any extra change? Guy's like, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash on me. And the guy pulled out, Zoe, a phone with a credit card slide on it. And he's like, I can take it off a card. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Even the panhandlers take credit cards now, all right? There's nowhere that doesn't take a credit card at this point. So I don't carry cash. Now, fortunately for me, when we went to the Charlotte v. Chelsea match, like 3 days before that, I had done, what was I doing? I had done like a charity event or something, and I had taken some cash out. Because, if I do charity stuff, I try to donate a little bit. And I'll bring stuff in case there's like a really cool silent auction item or something I want to get. And I happen to have some cash. I got into BOA, and BOA that night, I don't know if it's this way at Panthers games, but that night, BOA was cash only. And it was like a shock to the system. Because I have been to gas stations in the middle of damn nowhere that barely have electricity that take credit cards.
By the way, just a little tip. Keep like 20 on you. I mean, just in case of an emergency. I mean, why else do you have a wallet with that little pocket thing in it to put like
I get it. I very rarely have been in a situation, even in an emergency. Like, if there's like a hurricane coming, I'll go get a bunch of cash. Not a bunch. I'll go get some cash. I don't have a bunch of cash.
Where are you getting that bunch from?
Yeah, I don't have a bunch of cash. I go get the cash. Like, if there's a chance the power's going out, I'll get cash. But for the most part, I just don't carry cash. Anyway, the point of this discussion. At Aviva Stadium, the credit card machines went down. And in the stadiums and the places I've been at in the past, if the credit card machine goes down, if you want to buy something, they go cash only at that point, right? Sorry, our credit card machine's down. Cash only. Not in Ireland. In Ireland, the credit card machine went down. And what did they decide to do? Welp, I guess the beer is free. That's not sarcasm. The credit card machine went down at the Nebraska v. Northwestern game. And every college football fan except Lonzo's dream came true when the company that was selling the beer went, well, can't have football without an ice cold brewski. Beer is free, ladies and gentlemen, and just started handing out the Guinness.
You know what this means to someone like me if I'm in that stadium? Better seats. Because someone's going to go up there and stand in line for that free beer for the entire game, and I'm just going to move down to, the 50, get some good seats.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I go get my free beer and I come back and Lonzo's in my seat, nah, you're moving. Because now I got a free beer and a great seat. No doubt. The freebies flowed for 2 hours while the catering company for Aviva Stadium was trying to get their credit card machines fixed. They sent out a tweet that said, due to technical issues caused by our payment provider SumUp, we were unable to process card transactions for 2 hours. They said it was due to an external network system which went down, but basically, we're not going to prevent you guys from having the cold ones. So due to technical difficulties, they started handing out the beer. What did that lead to? Well, it led to clip number 2, Lonzo. The popularity of the beer snake has taken off at Major League Baseball games over the past few years. Everybody grabs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 brewskis. And then once you have finished off the beverage, you hand the cup to the beer snake organizer. And it's kind of become a competition to see who can build the biggest beer snake. Welp, Aviva Stadium in Ireland may have just set the new record because beer was free, and the commentators on the Northwestern Nebraska game decided to talk about it.
Epic cup snake that looks like it might wind to the Sousafall and into the Sousafall, which would be a problem.
Well, I mean, you offer free beers?
That's right. What did you think was going to happen?
That may make it to the river eventually.
Class A beer snake. Second off, real quick, while I'm distracted, is, hey, baby. Ooh, I want to know, would you be my girl? Is that one of the best sing-along college marching band songs in existence?
What's that have to do with the school, though?
I don't know. I don't care. Every time a band drops that tune, I'm coming out of the chair to sing it.
Yeah, I prefer Hang On Sloopy, but that's
well, of course you do. Of course you do. So for everybody except the Ohio State University is, I want to know, would you be my girl? That's like top tier sing along.
I'm just curious,
right?
how many of those people in the stadium, the younger people singing that, realized it was actually a song and had nothing to do with the university? Actually, was a hit song.
No idea. No idea. Don't care.
The hissing sound. Why are you looking around?
Because I just realized that somebody stole my football.
It's right there.
Where?
Right there.
I was about to get heated.
I moved it there because it was over here and it was in my way.
I was about to get heated.
No, it wouldn't be.
We have had stuff stolen out of this studio multiple times.
And sometimes things just kind of disappear because someone makes a lot of noise with them. I'm just saying.
That's also true, but
you are a producer's nightmare. I want you to know that.
The 6-month quest for Griffey comes to mind. Anyway, the epic beer snake got more talk
By
than
the way,
the football game itself did.
Those guys ain't still in an actual football. You don't need to worry about that.
It was a final of 31-28. Northwestern gets the dub over the Huskers in Ireland. Ryan Helinski, 27 of 38, 314, a pair of touches, no picks. Casey Thompson, QBing for Nebraska, not quite the same day. 25 of 42, did go for 355 and a touch, but turned it over through the air twice as well. Anthony Grant ran for 101 on 19 carries and a pair of touchdowns, but Evan Hull outdid him. 22 carries, a butt 22 on the ground, and a touch. Cam Porter punched it through for 94 and a touch on 19 carries as well. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, 4 grabs, 120 and a touch, 97 yards to the air for Malik Washington and Northwestern, 55 for Evan Hull on that side of the ball to go alongside his 119 on the ground.
I have some problems with this game. I really do.
Fire away, buddy.
All right, first of all, on Northwestern side, okay, Fitzgerald decided let's play to not lose, and this decides to run the ball for like the entire second half, it almost, especially the entire fourth quarter. I get running the clock out, and a couple times Nebraska couldn't stop them, but don't play not to lose, play to win, especially when you're doing something. What Helinski was doing was working. That's the reason why you got up and was winning. And then on the other side, I think the Nebraska's quarterback's getting a bad rap on this. Can nobody catch the ball? How many drop balls? I mean, nobody can catch the ball. Yeah, some were behind them a little bit.
Can nobody catch the ball?
They could not catch the ball. And I'm just like, so they got the dropsies in the first game, in the second half, and no one could catch the ball. And dude's just back there frustrated. I mean, he's throwing darts, and they're just like, oops.
By the way, how about Scott Frost's decision to go for an onside kick in the fourth quarter? The Huskers up 4 and decide to go onside kick. It fails miserably, and Northwestern brings it right on back down the field for an Evan Hull 4-yard touchdown run to give Northwestern the lead. They would hang on to it.
Nothing says, you know what? It's cold here. I want to go back to Florida. Like, let's go for an onside here. Let's go ahead and get this thing over with. You guys are going to can me anyway. Let's go ahead and, while it's still warm.
I don't know. It feels like one of those situations. It feels like one of those situations where, and we talked about this, right? I have a term in basketball, the no, yes shot, right? Which is where dude jacks it up from like 8 yards behind the 3-point line, and you see the coach go, no, yes! When it drops and pops, right? The football version of that is that onside kick. If Nebraska comes up with that surprise onside kick, we're all going, what a gutsy move from Scott Frost. Took stones to make that call, right? Go back to, and again, I know I like to lean on my team for examples. Go back to that Super Bowl in 2009, the Saints won, right? Opening of the second half, Sean Payton and the Saints call the onside kick. They recover the onside kick, and that onside kick has gone down in Super Bowl lore. It's still talked about. Every Super Bowl, there's an effort at onside kick or a situation you call for it. Well, let's go back to 2009 where Sean Payton, right? If Nebraska gets that onside kick, Huskers fans are losing their boat. But they don't.
So you still wouldn't question the fact that he went for an onside? Because
No!
I would.
No!
I absolutely would question. It was a dumb move. It made no sense at all.
Yeah, no, I absolutely question the onside kick in that situation. You're winning the football game. I mean, they've got points on the board, but you're up 4. Now, granted, I mean, there was a lot. What was there? There was something like what? Actually, I think it may have been end of the third. I don't think it was in the fourth quarter yet. I think it was end of the third quarter they did that. But Nebraska had slowed up a bit offensively. They weren't on the same rhythm they were earlier in the game. Pin them back inside their 20 and make them go 80 for a touch, right? Make them go 80 or better for a touch. They got to score a touch to win. Your defense has looked a little bit better in that late in that second half. Look, even if he gets it, even if they convert, that onside kick. Even if they convert that onside kick, I still question the call. That's a bad time for it, man. Even if they get it. I didn't understand it. I really don't understand it. Now, Northwestern is not going to be a bad football team. They're certainly not an upper echelon football team. Is this, Lonzo, is it fair for Huskers fans to be A, throwing Scott Frost under the bus after that L, and B, is Urban Meyer a genuinely valid replacement if he wanted to get out of the booth and go back to a sideline? Would you, if you're a Nebraska fan, be calling for the Urbanator?
What does Urban do in college football? Do you think what he did in the NFL, that means it's it, that he can't coach in college football anymore? Because what he's done in college football is win championships.
As J-Rock said, win. It is all he does. I mean, he leaves you high and dry after he does it, but he does win.
If you want to be back for a bit, why not?
Back for a bit. Yeah. I mean, nobody except you will like you while Herb is winning.
When it's your school, do you care that other people don't like you? I mean, it's your school. Who cares? I mean, if he was able to come there and win games, which would be a feat. It absolutely would be a feat with who he'd have to beat to win, but it would prove that he is one of, if not,
There is a level that you go, I'd rather be bad than this, right? There's also a level where you go, I'd rather be good than have this guy. I still love talking about Miami firing Randy Shannon, right? Can we be real? The Miami Hurricanes have a reputation, don't they? That dates back to the Jimmy Johnson days. They got a rep.
Yeah, it's never going to go away either.
And they've always been proud of that rep, right? I've been to Miami games, home and away. I'll never go back to another Miami away game, or I should say Miami home game. But I did once, and I hated it because Miami fans are the worst. Can't stand them. But they're proud of that reputation. They are proud of that rep, right? Then they bring in Randy Shannon. Randy Shannon, I think Randy Shannon was there, 3 seasons? He basically had an average of 1 arrest per year, which for you is pretty good. Randy Shannon had a graduation rate of like 90% on his football teams. That's something to be damn proud of. But Randy Shannon also went 8-4 every year, or around it, right? And the U chased him out of town because, you know what? We would rather have the rep we have and have dudes in jail, but be a good football team. And I mean, it's not a line I want for my team. I don't want Herb in charge. But at the same time, I recognize that Nebraska football fans are the Dallas Cowboys of college football, right? We were good in the 90s. We should be royalty now. And we'll do whatever the hell it takes to get back there. I don't know, man. I don't want Herb if I'm Nebraska. But then again, I'm not Nebraska. I'm not a team that's still trying to coast on the glory days of the 90s. So I don't know. If your team sucked, would you bring in Herb as Nebraska fans are clamoring to have happen? Let's take a break. When we come back here in just a minute, we'll take a brief look down the rest of our Week 0 games. Then we'll jump into Week 1. Clemson, Georgia Tech this weekend. South Carolina, Georgia State this weekend. We will break all of those games down and more when we come back. My name is Rob Brown. The great Alonzo's at the helm, and you're listening to The Rob Brown Show. You're listening to the Fan Upstate.
Here's the problem, James. Rob can't get heel heat. I'm the heel on this show.
Lorenzo Reitzel. It's Reitzel with a Z. That's how it should be. I'm going to try the restroom again.
We'll be right back.
James said a heel promo was about to be cut over football. Yes, 100%. We have had our stuff taken out of here multiple times.
I'm Michael Jenkins helping you beat the books with BetQL. The Orioles have been baseball's biggest surprise this season, but even a good story has some bumps in the road. Facing the AL leading Astros on Friday, Baltimore is a huge road underdog, but there's still a way to play Houston as a heavy favorite. Houston is too juicy for a money line play, but the run line is nearly even money. That's why the BetQL 5-star play of the day is to give up the extra run and take Houston over Baltimore.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Ah, right.
Right now, Staples cop books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only.
Hey, this is Don with American-Made Windows announcing our back-to-cool special. Cooler, wetter weather is coming, and through Labor Day only, we're offering $50 off per window, so your home will be ready. That's right, get $50 off our already low price per window with the purchase and installation of
Okay, so that's who's driving the truck.
The red one?
No, the white one.
Oh.
Jeremy Clement.
Don't say the name, but do you know who drives the red truck that's parked here every afternoon?
Yeah.
All right, well, tell them to stop parking over the lines every day. Is this somebody I have to respect?
You ain't gonna know an angle with that. They were recently on vacation.
I don't know the vacation schedule.
And I covered. I've been covering vacations for 2 weeks.
I was going to say, that narrows it down to like 4 or 5 people.
selection and incredible financing options. But I don't need to tell you all that. All you need to know is that pools are a blast. And the very best way to get one?
I would ask them to continue parking that way just because it bothers you.
AquaBluePools.com. The Upstate Holiday Light Show is a Christmas family tradition.
I'm wired differently than most.
Monday, all admission passes are 35% off. Save 35% on all Upstate Holiday Lights admission passes on Labor Day Monday at upstatelights.com. Upstatelights.com.
Sponsored by Family Dollar. There's still more time to enjoy the outdoors with Cup from Family Dollar. More of your favorite products like Coca-Cola, Doritos, Lay's, and Sunchips. Plus everything you need for the perfect cookout. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Always streaming wherever you are on the Odyssey app. Make the Fan Upstate a favorite.
Texture says, yep, it's football season. Rob, you sound as happy as a kid at a candy shop. Correct.
Why does a kid have to be happy in a candy shop?
It sounds like happy as a me in a candy shop.
Yeah, I mean, candy's good.
Remains undefeated.
So you grow up and go, I don't like candy anymore. That's just weird.
I have been told by one guy, he's like, I'm too old for candy. All right, cool, man.
How dumb is that?
It's the same group of people that goes, I don't watch television. All right, well, miss out on awesome stuff then.
I'm an adult. I don't watch wrestling. I don't pick boogers, and I don't eat candy.
Okay, I don't pick boogers.
Everyone does.
No.
Listen, had this argument with someone else before. How do you get them out then?
You blow your nose.
Yeah, some
like
of
an adult.
Yeah, no. Some of them will not come out by blowing your nose.
All right, I'm not having this conversation.
You're right, because everyone does it. Everyone does it, even you. I see you pick at that thing on your neck every single day.
You know what it's not?
And you want to tell me that you
know.
don't.
Not?
Come on.
Booger.
Come on.
All right. Week 0 is in the books. By the way, can I send a solid fist raise to FAMU? Because FAMU, while they lost 56-24, FAMU gave North Carolina everything they wanted and a little bit more until the fourth quarter when Carolina broke it open. Why? Because FAMU had approximately 8 players eligible for that game. FAMU had 25 players that did not get their eligibility sorted out due to various difficulties. I don't know what they were. From what I understand, they were all on the administration side. 25 guys, including all but 7 offensive linemen. And their leading, I think, 3 tacklers from last year were all ineligible for this game. It was 100% a war of attrition. And Jeremy Musa and the FAMU offense went out there and did everything they had. Drake May for the Heels, 29 of 37, 294, and 5 TDs through the air against the very depleted Rattler football team, which, by the way, the Rattlers, as of Wednesday of last week, the football team was like, yeah, we're not playing. We're not playing. We're not doing this. We got 25 guys that can't play. You're asking us to go to a bigger school with a decent football team who already has us outmatched without 25 with 7 offensive linemen total on the roster. You want us to go play? We're not doing it. It took the president of FAMU, the athletic director of FAMU, and who knows who else to step into the FAMU Rattler locker room and go, boys, go play, right? Put that helmet on, go have some pride, go play, to talk them into playing this game. They decided to travel up there on I think Thursday. They decided they would go ahead and play the match. I got nothing but respect for the FAMU Rattlers. Nothing but respect for FAMU. Outgunned and outclassed with a full roster, missing 25 dudes. Over a quarter of the team was unavailable for this game. And they went out there and busted it. Yeah, they got smoked, 24-56. But they gave it a hell of an effort. 7 wide receivers had over double-digit yards receiving. I mean, again, the game. I don't necessarily have a bunch of breakdown for the game. North Carolina got it done. Defensively, I'm certainly concerned about North Carolina now. Gave up 24 to the Rattlers. They were favored in that game by roughly the final score. I mean, they did what Vegas expected them to do in terms of a win total. But if FAMU missing 25 dudes can go out there and drop 24 on Carolina, what's Wake gonna do better this year? What's Clemson gonna do if they square up? What's Miami gonna do to North Carolina? Hell, they got App State on the road this weekend. What are the Mountaineers gonna do to Carolina if FAMU put up without 25 dudes, 24 on that team? Carolina's got Notre Dame coming to town in 3 weeks. What are the Irish going to do on the road at North Carolina if FAMU could do that? What's Miami going to do in Coral Gables? What's Pitt going to do? What's Wake going to do? What's NC State going to do? North Carolina had a good year last year till they met South Carolina in the bowl game, in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Right? But leading up to that, there were a lot of folks who thought, Carolina might be a surprise team this year. It didn't look like it in week 1. It's week 1. You try not to overreact, right? Try not to have knee-jerk reactions. But it was not a great opening look for the Tar Heels. Big props to FAMU, though, for gutting that one out. FSU knocks off Duquesne by 40. 47-7 is your final in that one. Jordan Travis, 11 of 15, 207. Did not need to throw the ball all that much, predominantly because Trayshawn Ward went for a $127 on 14 carries and a pair of TDs. He averaged, get this, the 3 running backs that carried the ball the most for Florida State, Trayshawn Ward, Trey Benson, and Lawrence Toafili. Every one of them carried for 7.8 yards or more on double-digit carries. Ward toted at 14 for a $127 and a pair of TDs, averaged 9.1 yards per carry. Trey Benson ran it 11 times for a $105 and a touch, 9.5 yards per carry. And Lawrence Toafili, 13 carries, 101 yards, 7.8 yards per carry, and a touch. Rodney Hill went 9 for 55, averaged 6.1 per carry. He scored as well. Jordan Travis ran 4 for 11, and he toted 1 in as well. The only concern I have for FSU, I mean, I have concerns about FSU, sure. But the only big concern I have for FSU is outside of Jordan Travis, this team really doesn't have a lot of QB depth. If Travis goes down, Florida State's in more trouble than they already are. 6.5 win projected over-under total. And if Travis misses time, as he did last year, he missed 2 or 3 games last year, if I recall correctly. Tate Rodemaker came in 2 of 6 for 15 yards and a pick, which is not a great look. Now, in fairness, this game started late due to a lightning delay. As we talked about with Burns earlier, a lightning delay can kind of throw off your rhythm, right? You have a game day rhythm. Granted, it's week 1. That rhythm will develop. But you got a game day rhythm. And when you got to sit for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours after you were supposed to boot the ball, it can impact that a little bit. But it also rained pretty hard for the first quarter of that game. So, Florida State might be better than they showed against the Duquesne Dukes. They might not be. I don't know. I mean, it was Duquesne. FSU fans, I might take a deep breath and relax a little bit. You got to go to Louisiana and take on the Fighting Tigers of Baton Rouge next week. It is a neutral site game. It's in the Superdome. I have been to 2 LSU games in the Superdome. It is not neutral site. It will be 80% LSU fans in that building. That's a tough one. I may not quite be ready to pop off Florida State fans. Maybe take a deep breath. Western Kentucky down to Austin P 38-27. UNLV smoked Idaho State 52-21. Utah State over UConn 31-20. Illinois takes down Wyoming 38-6. FAU gets Charlotte 43-13. Nevada downs New Mexico State 23-12. North Texas 31, UTEP 13. Vandy goes on the road out to the Big Island and takes on Hawaii. 63-10 is your final there. I had to tell you, I don't think Vanderbilt is going to be the total pushover that SEC fans have gotten used to. This team might snipe somebody. I remember back in the early 2000s that Vandy was a thorn in the side of the Florida Gators for a couple of years, right? Had a couple of upsets, a couple of closer games than the Gators would have liked. This Vandy team might be better than they're getting credit for. Mike Wright, 13 totes, 163 and a pair of touchdowns. Ramon Davis, 9 for 87. Rocco Griffin, 5 for 63. Chase Gillespie, 11 for 63. This Vanderbilt team might not be the cakewalk that you're used to them being. I got to tell you right now, Alonzo, September 10th, Vandy is at home and number 22 Wake Forest comes calling. Don't be surprised if the credibility of the Atlantic Coast Conference is knocked a little bit because Vandy beats Wake at home. That would not shock me in the least. Vandy Wake on September 10th is interesting. Vandy Ole Miss is in Nash Vegas. I'm intrigued by that. Ole Miss could be a 10-win team this year, but Vanderbilt running the football looked excellent. And I will tell you right now, a game that we all projected the Gamecocks to win, it's week 1. It is a knee-jerk reaction because that's the only kind of jerk reaction we have right now is a knee-jerk reaction. But, Lonzo, the Gamecocks November 5th got to go to Vanderbilt. And they got to face a team that in week 1 had a 163-yard rusher, added with an 87, 63, and 63-yard rusher, and a quarterback that went 13 of 21 for $146 and a pair of TDs.
So what you're saying when the Boo Box bets start, and they are about to start, that you're willing to take Vandy. You're willing to,
I don't know. That game's a long time.
Because you sound very favorable of Vandy at this moment.
Did the 63 of the doors not impress you a little bit?
No.
It didn't?
No.
Okay. I mean, granted, like, it's Hawaii. I'm trying not to get crazy excited over knocking off the Rainbow Warriors of the Big Isle.
A bunch of nerds from Vandy went to Hawaii. They're not going to the beach. They're just going to work on their football. So it isn't like they were distracted or anything. So, of course, they're going to put that much on Hawaii.
I don't know, man. I don't know. 63 is a bunch of points. And yeah, like, sure, they went to Hawaii to practice football, but they did the tour stuff. They went to Pearl Harbor and stuff like that, right? It wasn't just
the educational sites. Yeah, they didn't actually go out to the beach.
Okay, Courtney. We go places, and she's like, can we go sit on the beach? And I'm like, there's history here, right?
Dude.
I absolutely am a nerd visit guy.
No, I get that. But when you went to the Dominican, you spent some time on the beach. If you went to Hawaii, you're going to spend some time on the beach.
Yeah, we did that.
I mean, I'm going to want to go see a volcano and some things like that. That's kind of cool, as long as they're not erupting. But I'm still going to spend some time on the beach.
I mean, we did the Dominican, and they basically were like, don't leave the resort unless you want to get big poppied. Unless you want to get David Ortized. And I did not, it turns out. But, like, we did Boston, New York. The entire first day of Boston for a solid, 17 hours. I was like, Paul Revere's house.
Yeah, both those places, bastions of safety. No chance of ever being in trouble in Boston or New York.
She went to bed in New York. Second night we were there at 9 o'clock. And I just went and wandered New York. I just started walking. I had to tell you, I found one pizza joint that you bought pizza, Alonzo. I'm not kidding you. There was a window in a wall that had a sign about 2 feet long by a foot tall, and all it said was pizza. Not like a restaurant name, not like it just said pizza. And it was a window in a wall of a big brick, like in an alley. And I saw the sign from the street and walked up to the window, was like, what kind of pizza you got? And the guy looks and he goes, we got pizza. Like, that was the answer. What kind of pizza you got? Wait, we got pizza. I'm like, all right, let me get a...
you stupid or something? We got pizza over here.
It's like, let me get a slice of pepperoni. Dude comes back. You remember how big Sbarro pizza is? Like a slice of Sbarro style pizza. One slice of pepperoni pizza, he's like, that'll be $14. I'm like, God, this better be good. It was. The best pizza I had in New York came out of a window that you could not see into, by the way. Right? It was like a cartoon. You couldn't see to the back where the pizza got made. Paid $14 for a slice of pepperoni pizza, and it was delicious. Anyway, there's another train wreck of a segment here. Hawaii is not a good football team, but the Doors offense looked really good. South Carolina at Vandy is no longer a projected guaranteed dub for me because Mike Wright is a bro. He is a dude. Keep an eye on that cat. For real. Great vision, great cutback, excellent acceleration after the cutback. I loved watching that guy play. Maybe also because it was 11:30 at night and that was the only thing on. But man, did I enjoy that game for Vandy. I really did. All right, let's take a break. When we come back here in just a minute, we take a look at week 1. We start breaking down some of the big games. We're going to talk Clemson, Georgia Tech, and South Carolina, Georgia State, obviously. But there's a lot more than that as we get week 1 underway. Lonzo, Rob, you, the Rob Brown Show's on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate, baby. Ooh. And then that. And then that. I get it, James. I get it. I do know people who refuse to enjoy things just because that's what, adults don't do that. I'm like, all right, man, cool. I got one. There's one dude in the soccer supporters club. So there's 10, 11, 12 of us that play Call of Duty together. We all play Warzone together. And it's a blast, man. It's just hanging out with your buddies digitally, right? It's fun. We talk junk to and about each other. Pardon me. We have fun. There's one guy in the group that's I don't play video games. We're wow, it's so childish. All right, man. What do you do that's not childish then? I get people who, I go to the gym 3 hours a day. I'm I respect that. I really do. That's not easy to have that discipline and dedication. I wish I did, but I have little and limited free time. I do things in that free time that I enjoy doing. I want to enjoy the little bit of free time that I have. So I spend it with a lady friend. I play video games. I watch a lot of sports. Do what you want to do. Enjoy life. Life's too short to only be an adult.
So I heard in the restroom that if umbrellas were a person, they'd be Tristan Thompson because they're trash.
Umbrellas?
Yes.
I don't understand anti-umbrella guy either. I've met a lot
This
of
was a
anti-umbrella
girl,
guys.
but still, I get you. Well, there's a certain sort of macho that goes with not using an umbrella.
Like what's macho about getting rained on?
Everything. I ain't afraid of no raindrops. If I'm going somewhere like the church or an event or something and I'm dressed up, I'm using an umbrella. If I'm coming here and I get wet, I just get wet.
Look, I'm not going to not go out in the rain because I don't have an umbrella, right? I got to get where I got to get. It is what it is.
By the way, that rain Friday was for real. I was so wet just going to my car, and I'm like, okay, that cell just seems to be sitting above us. I'll have to wait an hour before I get out of here. Big fat raindrops.
No, I mean, like, I'm not going to not go to my car because I don't have an umbrella, but if I do have I have never understood the guy that's like, I won't carry an umbrella. Okay, dude, like, what's macho about being soaking wet if it's unavoidable? That doesn't sound macho. That sounds dumb as hell.
I have an umbrella in my car for my wife, so I can get out and make sure she doesn't get wet. Because I don't need it. Look at how I dress. If I get wet, who's going to notice? If my hair's wet, who's going to care? If it soaks down to the underwear, then we got a problem. But, other than that, I'll dry.
Did Rhea Ripley do something dumb?
I don't know if she was trending. I didn't look because I don't like her. No, I already had enough, so I didn't look. And half the time when you try to see why someone's trending, you can't figure it out.
Oh, apparently when she was 16, she liked a bunch of tweets on Twitter, and people are upset about it.
Who cares?
I'm more looking at the fact that I am...
Politics, man. Politics people are stupid.
There were some pretty racist ones.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like some pretty racist ones that she laughed at. Like one that even at 16 you should have known better. But also I'm not going to cancel somebody for being stupid at 16.
Wait a minute. I thought cancellation didn't exist.
I've just decided to lean into it. I don't think it does, but I've just decided to lean into it.
I hang on your every word and the fact that,
I don't blame you. However, I am seeing pictures of Rhea Ripley without makeup or without her wrestling makeup.
She was beautiful before she did all that stuff.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy Rhea Ripley's hot.
I'm
into the crazy women. I always have been into crazy women. Rhea Ripley in kayfabe is absolutely a smoke show.
She can hide in plain sight though when she doesn't have all that stuff in and everything. 100%. Yeah, she can.
Rhea Ripley without makeup is like
it'll
girl
make
next
you
door pretty.
It'll make you do a double take. Is that? Nah, that can't be.
I do love her doing locker room pull-ups to make fun of Ray.
Yeah. She's about to get Beth Phoenix though. Amazon.
All right, it's week 1, ladies and gentlemen, of the college football season. Can't wait. Can't wait. By the way, if you go to the 4-letter website to pull up the scores, Lonzo, this week and next week are all labeled as week 1. All the games we just watched and all the ones we're going to watch this weekend are all labeled as week 1, and I appreciate that.
You just want to point out that they're doing what you said with high school football.
No, they're doing
this is all 1 week.
Yeah, they're doing what is correct. I mean, last weekend was considered week 0 in college football too, except it's week 1. It's just a long week. Anyway, top 25 matchups. Oklahoma State's at home against Central Michigan. West Virginia is at Pitt. I'm interested in that one. I'm interested in West Virginia at Pitt. Ball State's at Tennessee. South Carolina State at UCF. We've got VMI at Wake Forest. Penn State. How about Penn State at Purdue? That could be a decent football game, Lonzo. Big Ten guy going to push that one for us?
No.
No?
No. Penn State should win that easily.
I mean, they should. They should. But it's at Purdue. The sledgehammers are going to be out.
Good shot. There's a game on at the same time. It's probably better than that.
Let's see. That is an 8 p.m. kick. Also,
Oh, never mind.
place
There are a ton of games on at 8 o'clock.
within that window. We got an Illinois matchup. Eastern versus Northern Illinois, a directional battle. La Tech is at Missouri. Minnesota hosts New Mexico State. Northern Arizona at Arizona State. Cal Poly at Fresno. And these are the Thursday nights.
These are Thursday,
Yeah.
so I was thinking Saturday.
Yeah,
okay,
these are the
that
Thursday
that
night
actually might be the best Thursday
That is
game.
the best Thursday game. West Virginia Pitt at 7. Could be better.
Who's the quarterback for Pitt?
Not Kenny Pickett,
Right.
who may or may not be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Probably not. At least not the first couple of
No,
weeks.
I had to tell you, Mitchell Trubisky has looked good in the preseason.
He's like, oh, crap, I'm going to lose this job, too. Let me actually go out and play for once.
No, dude, the Nagy effect, man. That's how bad Nagy. Watch Trubisky come out and be a damn Pro Bowler this year. Please, Mitchell, be a Pro Bowler. Make the Bears fans look that much worse. Friday night, we got Western Michigan at Michigan State. Virginia Tech is at Old Dominion. That's at Old Dominion. Temple's at Duke. Tennessee Tech at Kansas.
I'm glad you stressed it was at Old Dominion, because if
Old
it was the
Dominion.
other way, everyone would have been like, oh, they don't have a shot.
ODU, baby. ODU. I will hand you $1 right now if you can tell me what Old Dominion's mascot is, Lonzo.
Something green.
Nope. Can't even get the color right. They are blue, and they are the Monarchs. Like kings and queens, not the butterflies.
No, like 1%er. I get it.
Haughty. Georgia State is at South Carolina at 7:30 on Saturday. We're going to break this. Look, we got 5 days, right? We're going to break this game down a lot. Sam Houston is at Texas A&M at noon. Colorado State at Michigan. NC State is at ECU. South Dakota State at Iowa. Rutgers at BC. Carolina, that will be the northern version, has Appalachian State coming to town. Richmond is at Virginia. UCLA hosts Bowling Green. 3:30 p.m. on ABC. We got a top 11 matchup. The Ducks taking on Georgia. Neutral site game in Atlanta. It's going to be a lot of barking going on in the ATL. I might go. No, I got a Saturday show. I was going to say I might go over for that game, but I'll be working. I'll have it on. Bethune-Cookman is at Miami. Top 25 matchup, Cincinnati goes to Arkansas. Arizona is at San Diego State. We got BYU at USF. Rice comes to Southern Cal. Utah and Florida could be a sneaky good game, too. The Florida fans are convinced they're ready to pull the upset over you. The Utes, Your Honor. The Utes. Did you just say Utes? Yeah, it did, Your Honor. Utah. Utes at Gators. Baylor is hosting Albany. Mercer, Auburn. Big one there on the Plains at Opelika. Let's take a break. More college football talk coming up in hour number 3 of the Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate. No, you don't. All right, first off, a Mary Poppins umbrella is a parasol, and it is meant to keep the sun off of you, not the rain. I own like 9 golf umbrellas, right? Golf umbrellas are huge.
I'll have you know, Mary Poppins umbrella is
not
a
an umbrella.
parasol.
Steven said when you wear a cowboy hat like Rob's, who needs an umbrella? Yeah, if I'm wearing my cowboy hat, I don't need an umbrella. Cowboys don't carry umbrellas.
That was like a Stephen A. Smith size hat going on there. Not 10 gallon, but maybe like 5, possibly. Is it a 7.5 gallon? Okay.
A's dismissed the Yankees 4-1. Mariners blank the Guardians 4-zip. Astros beat the Orioles 3-1, but they lost
Justin Verlander kept injury after 3 innings. I'm Marco Belletti.
This is Zach Gelb. Catch me at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific to talk sports right here on CBS Sports Radio.
Everyone knows how beneficial therapy can be, but traditional therapy can be overwhelming, confusing, and inconvenient. When scheduling in-person therapy, it can be difficult to find the right therapist near you, and it can take weeks to get on their calendar. We knew there had to be a better way, and that's where BetterHelp began. I'm Danny, co-founder of BetterHelp Online Therapy. When Alana and I started BetterHelp in 2013, our mission was simple: find a way to make professional therapy accessible.
I don't know. Is he Tex or is he Hoss? I don't know.
BetterHelp works around your schedule and lifestyle. You can connect to a therapist by phone, video call, or even text message. You don't even have to turn on your camera if you don't feel comfortable. And if your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch anytime with a click of a button. Because BetterHelp is designed with you in mind. See why over 2 million members have trusted BetterHelp for online therapy. Go to betterhelp.com/youfirst and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/youfirst for 10% off your first month.
Founders knows you must use your best money-saving strategies to reach your full financial potential, including finding the best interest rates on your credit cards. In our current economy, you've got to make every dollar count. That's why Founders offers low balance transfer rates on all their credit cards. Get the most out of your credit card. Visit foundersfcu.com/cc to apply and save today. Terms and conditions apply. Membership qualifications required. Federally insured by NCUA. Attention veterans. If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. Congress is now holding the government accountable, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call Shrewd Law at 877-560-8555, 877-560-8555, or visit sickvets.com. That's sickvets.com. The Upstate Holiday Light Show is a Christmas family tradition. For one day only on Labor Day Monday, all admission passes are 35% off. Save 35% on all Upstate Holiday Lights admission passes on Labor Day Monday at upstatelights.com. Upstatelights.com. The Saturday Morning Scramble with Rob Jones breaks down all of the big high school games of the week highlights, news, and interviews.
He's not going to agree to it, Chris. He believes he did nothing wrong.
Powered by your local Inland Market and Founders Federal Credit Union. Only on the Fan Upstate and on the free Odyssey app. Mad World Haunted Attraction officially opens September 9th. Get ready for the year's most anticipated event. With more new scares, thrills, and fun than ever before. Buy your tickets now at madworldattractions.com.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Summer items like garden hoses, pool tools, and lawn chairs are not recyclable and best donated to charity. Join
The wall, Rob. You must face the wall. Why do I need to face the wall?
Because you let a lot of people down.
I let no one down.
Yeah, you let all these people down who say you need to face the wall. I didn't. It's them. It's not me.
It's absolutely you.
I did not bring it up. They did. I did. I mean, someone asked why we weren't playing when we were supposed to be, and I said that you had other things that you had to do.
Lonzo and
something that
Chris
come
both
up.
told me that they were happy that I got
I
moved.
did not say that. I don't know where this came from. I did not say that.
absolutely did.
I did. You know, it's another one of those cases where I speak and people think I say something I didn't, or don't notice when I said something, or someone else said it, or maybe he just, you know, in his mind heard me say it even though I didn't say it.
AmericanEagle.com has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at repairclinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology
What's that thing, you know, when you try to put something off on someone else so it looks like they're the bad guy when you're actually the bad guy? I used to know the word, but I'm just so hurt right now.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Projection. That's what it is. Projection. That's why he's covering his eyes right now. It's shame.
Shame. Shame.
Shame him. Shame him. Continue to shame him. Make him feel the hurt that you feel because he let us all down.
The third, the final, the best of Monday Money Hour, the Rob Brown Show goes now. This is the Fan Upstate. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Rob Brown Show is in your ear holes. Rob Brown, the great Lonzo, and you. We play sick, we play hurt, we play tired. Champions rise to the occasion. How about Aroldis Chapman going onto the IL because he caught an infection from a new tattoo? Caught a skin infection from a new tattoo on his leg. Aaron Boone said that the infection is, quote, pretty bad, end quote. That sucks. Grabbing some new ink and then hitting the IL because of it. Rough.
Maybe don't do that during the season. Maybe that's kind of an off-season thing, because there are needles involved. And if there are needles involved, that means possibility of infection. Maybe not do it during the season.
I have 2 tats. I am putting together the design for number 3. I'm excited about it. I'm geeked about it. But
is it a cowboy hat?
You don't have to be mad at I looked as good as I looked, Lonzo. If you would like, I will go cowboy hat shopping with you. I'll find you one that looks good. It's out there.
I would not spend the money on a cowboy hat because there is no occasion where I would actually wear a cowboy hat. Although I would look good in a cowboy hat. I would look very, very country, but I ain't doing it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it looks good. It is what it is.
Yeah, man, I look good.
Sam Darnold is done for at least a month after a high ankle strain. If you have not heard about it, I have good news for you. You can go download the Views from Mint Street podcast, available where major podcasts are found. Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Do us a favor. Go like and subscribe to the Views from Mint Street podcast. It is a 40 to 45 minute podcast that Lonzo and I put out multiple times a week. We dropped one yesterday, breaking down the Carolina v. Buffalo preseason game. We'll have another one coming out Wednesday.
Let me just point out, if you don't have time for 45, we got 3 segments of 15, so you can grab a quick segment.
Yeah, man.
If it's a quick drive to work or you're just out and about and you just need something to listen to for a few minutes while you're out, grab one of the smaller ones.
Yeah, man.
We're accommodating you, whether it's a long drive or a short drive, because we care.
It turns out we do. It turns out we sometimes we should, sometimes we shouldn't. We always do. All right, grab it. It gets you some segments. You can listen to individual segments if there's something that piques your interest, or you can download the entire thing. It's broken into 3 15-minute sets. So you can listen to it on the way to work, listen to it on your lunch break, listen to it on the way home from work.
I learned a lesson, though, from the first one, not to label something offensive line, because for some reason people don't want to read that, listen to that, even though it's the most important thing for the season. Okay. All right, I get it.
Bradley Bozeman did not play. We talked about that. We also talked about the injuries to Darnold and Zane Gonzalez. Let's talk about the Darnold one first. We're going to come to Zane in a minute. Because what happened to him, Lonzo, was insane. And I didn't say that in the podcast.
Because you need to loosen up, man. To be more Rob Brown. I know you were tired and stuff.
Sam Darnold got his ankle rolled up on and got a high ankle strain, not sprain. The good news is it is just a strain, not a sprain. A sprain would have likely taken him out the majority of the the regular season. Preseason's over. Majority of the regular season. He will likely miss somewhere in the neighborhood of a month to a month and some change, right? Good news, bad news. The bad news is Sam Darnold will be available the back half of the season. The good news is Sam was not QB1. The good news is Baker Mayfield won that competition. He won it before preseason game number 3. And the good news is that he got to trot out there as QB1 and handle his business. Bad news is that now P.J. Walker is your only backup quarterback that's available because Matt Corral is also on the IR. Yep. Remember, Matt had a busted Lisfranc, had to undergo some surgery. Matt Corral is out for the season. Now, at the time that injury happened, I said that actually might be the best available option for the Panthers and for Matt Corral. It gives Corral a year to be in the facility, to get better, to go through drills once he can walk, once he can run, once he can jog. And it gives him time to learn the pace of the NFL. Maybe not the game, but the NFL world. Gives him an opportunity to really see how it works. And that can be invaluable for a rook. I also said at the time, the good news is that it allows you to carry 3 QBs, all 3 of whom have NFL experience. In Bake, in Sammy D, and in PJ, right? It lets PJ step in as your number 2. Now, the immediate reaction, and James on the stream just said it. He said it's inevitable. Cam's third run. Keegan said, 3rd time is a charm. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, get that out of your head now. It's not happening. It's not happening, right? And it's not happening not because Carolina doesn't want to bring Cam back because of whatever personal reasons. It's not happening because you don't want Baker looking over your shoulder, right? Baker very clearly beat Sam in a QB competition. Very clearly beat Sam Darnold. Baker, if Sam was healthy, is not going to be looking into his back pocket and going, okay, Sam's over my shoulder. Sam's coming. I got to go do X, Y, Z, right? Because a lot of quarterbacks, if they know there's a guy coming for the job, they might get a little conservative, right? They might not throw the passes. Who was it? You said Steve Smith on the broadcast. Lonzo commented on Baker Mayfield, threw a really nice ball. By the way, the receiver that dropped it was Chuba Hubbard, exactly who you talked about on the pod, but threw a beautiful pass that split the window between 2 defenders who their hands were only a football apart.
Yeah, they were trying to get it. They just couldn't because the pass was so precise.
Exceptional. And Steve Smith then, that's a pass that very few guys can throw. And Bake's one of those guys. Now, obviously, Steve Smith Jr. is a Panthers guy, and he's hype about the Panthers. But he said that's a pass that a very few wide receivers very few quarterbacks can throw.
He's also coming at it from a wide receiver perspective, 100%. A pretty good one. So he knows what a good throw is and what isn't.
100%. And it was a beautiful throw from Bake. But if you're in a spot where you're Baker Mayfield and you got a QB looking over your shoulder trying to take that job from you, you may not throw that ball, right? Because that ball's got every bit the chance to be picked as it does to be completed. You don't throw that ball. You bring Cam in. If you wanted to bring Cam in, you bring him in for training camp. And you put him in the QB competition. And you get a 3-way competition going. And you let somebody win it and go, you won this job. It's your job. Don't worry about it. We're not switching away from you. Thick and thin, guy. Like they did with Baker and Sam. You bring Cam Newton in, sight unseen. You best believe Baker's going, all right, we already saw what happened, right? Sam Darnold last year, they brought Cam in due to a bang-up to Sam. But once Cam Newton came in, it was kind of like rotating quarterbacks the rest of the way through. They've already shown they'll do that. That's going to put into Baker's head, I can't throw picks. I can't make mistakes. I can't do that. Because if I do, I could lose this job to Cam Newton. And by the way, while I suspect about 40% of Panthers fans don't want Cam back in there, remember last year when before Cam signed to the Panthers and the rumors started flying around that it was a consideration, Lonzo, we got a lot of text about Cam Newton last year. And about 40% of them were, I don't want this guy back on the squad. For whatever reason, I don't want him back on the squad. If you bring Cam in and he's on the sideline and Baker makes a mistake or two in the same game, about 60% of that stadium's going to start chanting, Newton, Newton, new. And it, listen, Baker's a wear his sleeve, wear his shirt, wear his emotions on his sleeve kind of guy. Yes, he is a wear his shirt kind of guy. Most of us are. He's a wear an emotion on his sleeve kind of guy. And he's a pretty stubborn dude, but he also is an emotional dude, right? And I suspect that he would hear that and start reacting to it, which is not what I want. I want Bake to be Bake. I want him to go out there and do Baker Mayfield things and not be worrying about somebody over his shoulder. Do not bring, I like Cam. I hope Cam finds a landing spot. Hey, Seattle, he's right there for you. I hope Cam gets a shot to go out on a high, but it's not in Charlotte.
I loved Cam. I was okay with him coming back last year because they needed something because of all the injuries and everything. But I think he might be done. And you hate to see that, someone that you rooted for a very long time to be done. But I think he might be done. And that might be the last that we saw of Cam. When he got benched while he was with the Panthers this last time, he's done. So don't worry about or don't be cheering for him to be brought back by the Panthers because that's not going to happen. They learned their lesson last year. If they bring somebody in, it'll be somebody that's on the practice squad somewhere that they can get fairly cheap, that they'll bring in, that they can put back on the practice squad whenever Darnold's back and healthy.
Yep. I agree. And I don't know who that guy is. But it's not Cam Newton, right? Because the other aspect is Cam's not coming back to Charlotte to do anything other than to be the quarterback.
Right, to be the starter.
Yeah. He's not. So if you bring Cam in and you're not going to make him the starter, which you're not up front, first and foremost, I don't know that Cam would want to come back. Last year did not go the way he wanted it to, right? We all saw the workout videos, and Cam looked absolutely yoked. Cam busted it, but it didn't go the way he wanted it to go, which was to come back to shock the world, to be a Pro Bowler, yada, yada, yada. It didn't go that way. And now he would be coming back very clearly in the number 2 role. To me, all of this is a waste of breath. It's not a discussion. He's not coming back. You can't bring him back.
He's not. Luke on the stream says you can't wear your emotions on your sleeve and be a great quarterback. I beg to differ. The guy who you guys call the GOAT, Tom Brady, emotions on his sleeve all the time.
I agree.
Throwing tirades on the sideline. He gets away with it because he's Tom Brady, but he's just.
But he also smiles and laughs when he's having a good time.
Which also
he's
emotions.
He's not just a rage monster all the time.
So he has positive and negative emotions.
Yeah, emotions.
And they're on his sleeve. He's gonna be very emotional when he goes up against the Panther D line. Coming up here pretty soon.
And when he goes 1v1 versus the Penguin in week 7 of The Masked Singer, debuting September whatever it is.
So many people are going to watch now just because they believe he's there.
I'm literally one of those people. I will be watching this season.
Here's the only reason why I'm going to watch, because if and when he's unveiled as whatever, I hope he sings horribly. That's the only reason why I'm going to watch. And by the way, Keegan says, why hasn't ODB been signed either? That's a totally different person.
ODB. Old dirty.
I believe he meant OBJ.
Yes.
But,
listen, I'll sign ODB to a contract for this show if he wants it. I can't pay as much as he wants.
No.
ODB can come in here and do the show with me.
No.
The Robbie B and ODB show.
Yeah, the dump button.
The name's written right there.
The dump button doesn't work that well. No.
Robbie B and ODB. I like it. It's got a ring to it.
Look at that. Make fun of a cowboy hat and suddenly you're pushed to the side already. That's fine. Bring in ODB.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
He won't work for this little.
I mean, it is what it is. Anyway. Cam's not coming. Stop. Just stop with that.
Right. James says Brady never shows emotion when the Saints sweep him in the regular season.
I beg to differ. There was a helmet thrown last year. I saw it. Freaking Jared Hill doesn't fumble that football. The Saints are going to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Still not over it. Nor the pass interference call, but that's a different story. Anyway, look, Cam's not coming. Sam's down for a month and a half. PJ's the backup. Baker's the starter. If Baker goes down, PJ finishes whatever game it is, and you sign another guy. But you're not going Jimmy G because you can't pay $130 million. Even if you got the money, you don't pay $130 million for a backup quarterback, and Baker Mayfield's your guy. Cam's not coming because there's drama there that you cannot bring into this football team. All right? I don't know who the guy is that comes in to be QB3 if you even do it. But it ain't Cam and it ain't Jimmy G.
If you do bring him in, we're still not going to know who that guy is because you're going to bring in some guy who was playing at a D2 school somewhere and just trying to hook up with an NFL team.
If Matt Corral was healthy, it would be Bake QB1, PJ QB2, Matt Corral QB3. Now you got to go find. Zoe's right. You got to go find a guy that's good enough to be QB3, but bad enough that he drops to the practice squad after. Right? That's what you're looking for now. It ain't Cam. It ain't Jimmy G. It's none of those guys. Just stop with that.
By the way, we went extensively into all this on Views from Mint Street, and we had a caller who is a blind caller wanted to know if he could use Alexa to get to Views from Mint Street.
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer. I will find it out today. In fact, I'm going to walk into the bathroom when we go on break here and experiment with that. When we go to the break, it's Daredevil. Is that what it goes by?
Yep.
Daredevil. During the break, I'm going to walk into the bathroom here at the Radio Ranch and ask Alexa to play Views from Mint Street. See if she does it. I'll let you know here in just a minute. Zane Gonzalez goes down to an insane injury. See what I did there? My dude is just staying warm on the sideline, right? Kicking balls into the net. That's all he's doing. Ball under the little metal holder thingy, right? Kickers are people too. Be nice to them. Ball on the little holder wire thingy. He lines up. He kicks it into the net. And when he does, he just crumples to the ground. Just down. By the way, I don't know how I feel about the cameraman who caught it. Did you see this? I don't know if you saw the video of it. It's on social. He's got the camera laying on the ground, foot level, watching Zane Gonzalez take these warm-up kicks, right? Zane swings a leg through the ball, and then he crumples to the ground. He is clearly hurting, crumples to the ground. The camera guy, Lonzo, picks the camera up off the ground, spins it to face Zane Gonzalez, and then puts it back on the ground. So you get field-level footage of my man writhing in pain on the ground.
All right,
I don't know how I feel about it.
You're really saying that as a former TV reporter, you wouldn't have been telling your cameraman, put it on the ground, put it on the ground. That was the best angle.
No, pick it up and use it like a regular camera.
So it looks like you're hovering over a injured person.
In a world where fields decimate kickers regularly, fell one man. Zane Gonzalez is grounded.
That's pretty good. That was a pretty good movie announcer voice guy. That's just messed up. Anyway, here's the bigger problem.
Is it wrong that I secretly hope you get a little shocked every time you do that? Cup your hand over the microphone.
In a world where I'm a producer's nightmare.
If I just had a little zapper thing over here.
Zane going down's a big deal because there ain't a kicker on the roster now. Quick, name me the best available kicker right now. For a team that has, over the past couple of years, had kicker problems until they found Zane.
I believe he plays safety for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, Odell is available. Maybe he can drop PATs for you. That's a problem, dude. That's a genuine problem for the Panthers. You don't have a kicker, and you are 11 days, 12 days out from the start of the season.
Listen, I am sure there's someone on Charlotte FC that could kick a field goal.
You know what? I don't hate that.
Because
I don't hate
that's what high school teams do. They get someone off the soccer team to come in and kick field goals. You already got someone in-house that could probably do it. Just slap some shoulder pads on the dude and put him out there.
My high school team literally did that.
Right.
Literally
it's been happening for years.
They got Brent Waldorf, who was 4'2", and we're like, you're a striker. You can probably be a kicker. And he was a good kicker. That's what killed me. It worked. Anyway, that's a big L, man. Not having a kicker. Trey says, is it possible for Zane to return this year with that type of injury? I don't know what the injury was fully yet. It only got reported as a groin injury. In fact, let me see if there is an injury update at this point.
If he lost it, then he's done. If he lost his groin, it's over.
If he lost his groin, and he may have lost his groin.
Could have.
According to Panthers.com, Matt Rule said kicker Zane Gonzalez's groin injury was, quote, significant, end quote, and, quote, long-term, end quote. But he did not say that it was season-ending. In fact, he said it was unclear. He said, quote, he's going to be seen by a specialist, and that will lead to any future decisions that have to be made. But it is a significant injury to his groin, and obviously our thoughts are with Zane at this time. He's a warrior. He'll find a way to battle back, and we'll find out exactly what the length of that is, end quote. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's rough. For a team that has had a history of kicker issues to not have one less than 2 weeks before the season starts. Yikes, man. That's problematic, dude. It really is. All right, let's take a break. Texter said, did Rob just say he is going into the bathroom to experiment? What did I miss? Texter says, Rob, experimenting in the bathroom sounds fun. You guys are weird. Stop making it weird. I am trying to do a service for a valued listener, and you guys are turning it into a boat show. Stop. Stop. I'm trying to be a good guy here, and you guys are making it weird. You lunatics. Quit. Texter said, I've got the perfect backup at quarterback. Colin Kaepernick. Can I tell you the truth? I don't hate it. I'll tell you the truth. I don't hate it.
That's just as bad as bringing in Cam.
How? He's not coming in expecting to be
You're
a starter.
bringing in controversy. He wouldn't do it anyway. He doesn't really want a job.
I don't know. If he wants it, he might be the best available option. I'm not kidding. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show. I'm going to experiment in the bathroom. You're listening to the Fan Upstate. We're right back. Stream, don't go anywhere.
looking forward to the results of Rob's experiment. As a scientist, of course, he's probably being very thorough. But I will also say I've been in there before, and Alexa didn't do anything he asked her to do. I think maybe Alexa doesn't like him. Because he gets all quiet in the restroom. Sometimes you just got to yell. I mean, when talking to Alexa, he gets all quiet in the restroom. Hope it works. I should have tried that before. Although anyone listening at home probably could have tried. All right, it's taking him a long time to get back. I just think he's in the restroom yelling at Alexa.
Sure can.
He's like, Alexa, why aren't you doing what I'm telling you to do?
You have to say, play Views from Mint Street podcast, and she'll do it. To the bathroom here at Odyssey Communications. I know it is weird. I agree, but I wanted to show you something. Check this out. Alexa, play Views from Mint Street podcast.
There you go. All right. Successful experiment. Yes. You got 1 minute. I don't think his 40 time is as fast as he thinks it is. Case in point, he's still not back. Hope he didn't pull a hammy. I still don't hear him yet. There we go. Thought maybe you pulled a hammy on the way back.
I move silently like the G in lasagna.
Keep seeing you have to be 21 to buy canned dessert toppings in one state. It's okay because we have no idea who HR is, Steven, so we're good. And HR and radio, totally different than the HR in your building, wherever you're working. They did what? Oh, that's all right. That's okay. Keep in mind who's in our building. It would be hard for us to get in trouble for, yeah. I don't know what that is, Brandon.
Hey, Daredevil. Check it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bathroom here at Odyssey Communications. I know it is weird. I agree, but I wanted to show you something. Check this out. Alexa, play Views from Mint Street podcast.
Playing Views from Mint Street from Amazon Music. Here's the latest episode. Views from Mint Street, August 28, 2022, episode 2.
How about it, kids? How about it? Not only can you get the Views from Mint Street podcast where major podcasts are found, but you can tell your smart device to play Views from Mint Street podcast, and she'll do it even if you are in the bathroom at work filming like a weirdo. Yes, HR, I will meet you after the show is over.
You know, this makes me want to make the title as long as it possible will let me, so she has to say that when playing.
We need people to listen to it. I don't need people listening to a 7-minute title introduction.
Ooh, I wonder if it would go 7 minutes.
Lorenzo.
That might get me a talking to.
Knock it off, Lorenzo. Texter says, fan, cowboy for a day needs to go in the boo box. I don't hate it. It's not really a punishment for me, though, right?
Yeah, but what would cowboy for a day entail?
Here's the question. Do we have one shared boo box? Or do we have a Lorenzo boo box and a Rob boo box, right? For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, last season, Lonzo and I on Fridays, and we will start it this Friday, Lonzo and I make picks, but we pick against the spread, not straight up, right? Unless it's a pick'em game, but we pick against the spread. And last year, it was pride. It was the ability to come in on Monday and go, hey, my record's up right now. I'm killing the game, picking 60% or whatever against the spread. This year, inspired by the terrible decisions that I have made on Bet for the Cycle, my nationally syndicated baseball gambling show that airs Saturdays from 1 to 5 on the BetQL network and fine Odyssey stations worldwide, right? We do punishment bets, where if you feel really good about a bet and another host disagrees, you put something on the line. So far this year, I have had to eat Vegemite. I have had to have a leg waxed. In the next couple of weeks, I have to dress as Razor Ramon and do an entire show as the bad guy. And I can't wait for that one. That's actually not punishment. That's going to be fun. But you get the point, right? Cody Decker had to eat a Vegemite sandwich. Cody Decker had to have his chest waxed. Cody Decker had to dress and speak as the Macho Man Randy Savage for an entire show, right? So Lonzo and I have decided we're going to do punishment bets this year to make us work that much harder on our picks. Instead, however, of coming up with a punishment on the fly, over the course of this week, we are inviting you guys to suggest punishments that Lonzo and I would have to go through should we lose the picks that week. So the question is, do we have really bad punishments for both of us and have a generic boo box, like the two-man boo box that sits in between us? Loser reaches in, pulls out a piece of paper with a punishment written on it, and we got to do the punishment blind? Or do we have a Lonzo boo box and a Rob Brown boo box that have host-specific punishments? Like for Lonzo, be a cowboy for a day. Have to wear a country western shirt and cowboy hat. I'll provide it, right? For Rob Brown, a hot dog straw would be in the Rob Brown. But or do we have the overall boo box that we drop? Because this would, and the reason I say this is, if we do one box, there's going to be stuff in there that's not really that much of a punishment for me, right? Like cowboy for a day, where you got to go the whole day from wake up to bedtime, dressed and acting as a cowboy. That ain't a punishment for me. I like it. I would do that. In fact, I did that this weekend. I got no issue with that.
All right.
So if
Luke
I
says two boxes.
Day, it's a winner.
We're getting people with two boxes. What if one box is heavier than the other? I mean, with more punishments.
Yeah, it would be you think if we put this out there that the listeners who are already suggesting that I eat a punishment on your show for not doing a thing that is subjective and arbitrary.
No. That's not happening.
That's a great
That is not happening.
Luke has popped into the stream chat and suggested that one punishment in Lonzo's boo box
I get my hair cut first.
Lonzo has to wear his hair in a man bun for a day.
Not happening.
I think that's a spectacular that is a punishment. That is a punishment, right? The point. So we had this conversation.
I'm about ready to set my headphones down and walk out the door.
We had our producer on Bet for the Cycle, which airs Saturdays on 1 o'clock through 5 o'clock. Hayton asked Mario, our producer, one day, right? We were talking about punishments, and we talked about the next bet being a food punishment, which would be like, and this may go in the boo box. The punishment suggestion was you have to eat like 70 McDonald's chicken nuggets over the course of the show. You have to finish 70. Or you have to eat an entire large Papa John's pizza over the course of a show. You got to finish the whole pizza by yourself and have it done by the end of the show, like a punishment.
How is that punishment?
Well, that was kind of what I said to him. So I'm like, oh yeah. Can the next punishment be that I have to eat a chocolate cake while I'm on the, like, these are great. But I also have to remind myself.
You'll have to eat a whole pizza in 5 hours.
But no, think about it.
4 hours.
Right, 4 hours. But for our show at 9 a.m., right? To have to roll up in this bad boy with 75 chicken nuggets that you have, because you also have to still host the show, right? You can't be like, all right, I'm in the background. You got to host the show like normal while you finish up 70 chicken nuggets. And if you don't complete the challenge, you got to do it again.
By the way, there are certain punishments that we might not be able to do because corporate would say no.
Sure.
So,
but I don't think eating is on that list.
Well, drinking can be.
Yeah,
so.
like you can't do like you got to drink a gallon of water every. We know we can't do that, right? Lonzo's not going to drink a beer as a punishment. There are some that are just off the table, and we'll tell you what's off the table, right? Hot dog straw is not off the table for me. I hate it. I despise it with every fiber of my being, but it's not off the table for me. I can tell you this. James says the Papa John's pizza punishment sounds like a prize. You would think that. You would think that until you've got 3 hours to eat a whole pizza and you have to be talking and doing the show while you do it, right? Like, it's not like I got 3 hours to watch a football game. You got to work while you're doing this and eat the pizza. It's not as much fun as you think.
The crust is too thick. That would work against you for sure.
See, here's a great one. Here's a great one on the text line. Fan, for Rob, no drink with any form of carbonation for a week. Subtle yet challenging.
Wait.
That's actually really good.
For an entire week?
Yeah, from like the Monday till the next Monday. No carbonation.
So I'd have to carry the energy for an entire week?
I mean, that's no
sounds
energy
like,
drinks during the daytime?
No. Sounds like punishment for me when he's asleep over there.
Welcome back to the Rob Brown Show. Yeah. It's 9 a.m.
So what you're asking for is NPR voice for a week.
Welcome to the show. We're going ham at 9 a.m., you guys. Just going ham in here. Killing the game.
Welcome,
I like that.
Welcome to the Rob Brown Show. Lonzo and LaRussa over there.
That's a good joke. That's a good reference. I like that. That one's going to go in the boo box. I think we go individual boo boxes, right? I hate hot dog straw like Lonzo hates man bun. I think those got to go in. I think they got to go in.
I disagree. You don't hate that as much as I hate the idea of a man bun.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
no,
I
you
do.
don't. I've seen how angry you are. I'm holding myself back right now.
Why? We're doing a show. You're not supposed to.
No.
It's the opposite of what you're
I
supposed
am
to do.
not. No.
I think man bun, and I'll even lighten the load only during the show. You can put it up right before we go on the air, and you can take it down the second you turn off the mics for the last segment, right? Brandon says it's almost October. Eat a whole bowl of candy corn during the show. That's a good one.
All right, first of all, that would make me sick. You want to put a bunch of sugar in him? No.
I like it. I think that's a good one. It's a great one. Texter says, Trey in the stream said, if Rob eats 75 chicken nuggets, there will be more experimenting in the restroom that day, like aloe wipes or not.
By the way, Brandon says I'm a little disturbed at the level of bun hate coming from me. All right, Brandon, you may have a bun. I mean, you do you. Ain't happening here.
I mean, you better not lose a week of picks or draw bad out of the boo box.
All right, let's plan on not losing. Then I don't have to worry about it.
That's the point. How much more emphasis, how much more research are you going to put into your picks if you know that if you lose and draw the wrong slip, you're going man bun during the show for a day?
All right, I try to stay away from things politic, but someone needs to put that Rob has to wear a MAGA hat for an entire show.
That's evil.
All I can think of is what would he hate worse than I hate a man bun? Look at the look on his face.
No, listen. For Mr. I Hate Politics in the show, that's like you just went to the ultimate edge of them. That's rough.
I'm hurt over the man bun thing. I really am.
I see that. James said, just plan on going undefeated. No pressure. Yeah, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
We're both going to lose a week.
Yeah, but
so it's not just going undefeated, but then it's going undefeated, and you're at the mercy of the luck of the draw. I'm even fine for both, and this is up to you guys. This is you guys setting the rules on this. I'm even fine to put like one get out of jail free slip in both, right? Like there's no punishment. You get a freebie on this one, but you get one in the box.
All right, the deck is stacked against me like it was last year because I am not, I still don't understand the spread thing entirely. And Rob does a show on BetQL. So, I mean, he's got an advantage here. So I'm already behind the 8-ball. I'm willing to do it, by the way. I just want to point out that I'm at a disadvantage from the beginning.
You are absolutely not. You either add points or subtract points from the score. That's it. That's
You're
how it
still going to
works.
have to explain the whole thing to me again Friday.
I'll do it right now.
No, you're planning on, doing a.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an intro to gambling segment this week.
There we go.
All right, I'll do that. I'll save it. Steven said, how about no twirling or throwing of anything by Rob for a week? That's not going to be a lost bet. That's just going to be a Lonzo mandate. He called me a producer's nightmare.
Rob, but see, as far as that goes,
for those of you that don't know,
as far as that goes, there would have to be another punishment on top of that because there's no way that he cannot fidget for an entire show.
Listen, there's no way I would ever use a hot dog for a straw, but if it comes out of the boo box, it comes out of the boo box. I got pride on the line.
He can't make an entire segment. There's no way.
I really can't. That show, I will quite literally have to duct tape my hands to the desk.
And it's not just a show. We share an office. It's in there too. So I mean, so there's no stillness in this person.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do, right? For today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can send your boo box punishments for Rob and Lonzo independently of each other. You can text them to 71307 and start your text with FAN. Start your text with FAN during the show all week long. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N, and send your boo box lost bet punishments for Rob and Lonzo. You got to send one of each. Send them to 71307, start your text with FAN. If we are outside of show hours, you can dump them on our social media at facebook.com/thefanupstate, at twitter.com/thefanupstate, at thefanupstate on Twitter. Drop your punishment thoughts for Rob Brown punishments, for Lonzo punishments. At the end of the week, the punishments will go into the boo box. Whoever picks fewer games correctly at the end of a week will have to draw a punishment the next Monday, and they have that week to complete said punishment. That's how we'll do this. So, Steven says, if you can't complete not fidgeting, each time you get caught, you have to take a bite of Vegemite. Oh, you're a sadist. You're evil, Stephen Webb. You're evil. Let's see. Fans, scared to say text I sent about the... I didn't see a text you sent about the dress. Oh, here you go. If you lose, you have to wear a dress on the corner at the station with a sign saying you're lost. All right, no, you're putting me in physical danger. Now, if you want to throw a... you have to wear a dress during the show bet in there, I'm fine with that. That's a punishment. I'm good with that. I will do another wax job on the leg in there, right? I'll take another strip of hair wax. I think that's what... Some of these can go into both boo boxes, right? I would say wax leg hair can go in both boo boxes. That's a punishment for both of us, right? Wearing the dress for a show is a punishment for both of us. I will tell you, I nor Lonzo will do anything, I think. I nor Lonzo will do anything that long-term alters our look, right? Like to the guy that has already suggested shave an eyebrow. I can't do that. I do too many events away from this show that are important to my career. I love you guys. I'm not throwing my career away for you. I'm not showing up at a city leader event with one eyebrow trying to get people to take me seriously. Now, I would put a get a show logo tattoo on there somewhere. I would do that. That's on the list.
Yeah, because it's your name. So you're just getting a tattoo of your name.
Right. But you get the point. So, let's see. Trey says, if you wear a dress, do it as a cosplay of Miss Elizabeth or Sensational Sherry. I don't hate it.
No. So that's a dress makeup combo. That's two separate things.
It's a punishment, man. It's a punishment. Brandon says, Rob has to start and finish every segment with a rise up and has to start and finish each segment with and for Lonzo, has to start and finish each segment with a let's ride. No, I think Lonzo's would just be go blue, right? Like he's just got to say go blue in and out. See what I'm saying? Exactly. Those are the reactions that should come with a punishment. All right, send your bet punishment Texter says, for Lonzo, talk good about Mark Ryan for a day and hug him after a show.
Those are two separate things, and you'd be surprised how good I can talk about Mark Ryan.
All right. Hit us up with your lost bet suggestions at 71307 or on Twitter and Facebook at The Fan Upstate. Take a break, come back, wrap this bad boy up on The Rob Brown Show. It's The Fan Upstate.
All right, Mark, quit sending texts.
Lonzo has shared a tweet with you. That's really funny.
Yeah, I thought you would enjoy that.
That's really funny.
By the way, if approved, I'm going to take the last week in September off.
Okay.
So I went in to put in all the vacation days I have left. I got everything except for one day. I haven't accrued enough to get them all in. So I got to keep watching to see when I get one more day accrued. I don't know. Is that really a punishment? Yeah, it would burn my lips. But, you know, as long as I got to pour the water, I'm probably good. I have suffered Clemson punishments that people just don't know about, so because it was 15 years ago.
Clemson punishments.
Because for 14 years, Matt Tomlinson and I did a sports show on WORD, Gamecock versus Clemson, and we had bets every single week, including having to sing alma mater songs and stuff like that. We did all that, yeah.
That one's big.
And during that time, there was also the 5. So it happened in the middle of that, the 5 years of winning by the game. But it was a sports show. It wasn't just about that. Yeah. So the bets it was football picks, like what we're doing. But the punishments always had to do with either South Carolina or Clemson. This keeps popping up on my feed. I don't know why. But Nerf fans, join us on Friday, September 9th at 11 a.m. on Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel for Nerf Fest. Mark your calendars and tune in for new product announcements and exclusive drops. Click to learn more. Sign up for the latest news and updates. Nerf Fest.
It's a weird thing to have a fest.
Oh, I showed you that gun with the gel, right?
Yeah.
I want one of those. No one's going to agree to be shot by it. But do they really need to have to agree to it?
Agrees to get shot by any of them.
Well, no, the Nerf wall, by the way, is all about whether you agree or not. No one's ever said, no, I'm not doing that.
I know when Rob brought in the Gatling gun, I was like,
So many Nerf bullets. That was amazing how many things were on the ground. We're still finding them, by the way. We never found them all. We just got an invite that Rob for sure would take. Oh, it's on a Thursday, too. Oh, never mind. It's at 10:30 a.m.
What is it?
The Grand Bohemian Lodge grand opening. Oh, but it's going on until 3 o'clock.
Y'all probably go there. Courtney and I talked about once it opens doing a little staycation weekend there.
And here we go. This is for you. And they band in the bar at 4 p.m.
Love live music in a bar.
I hope it's karaoke. I might show up for that. If we ever go anywhere where there's karaoke, I am going on stage and singing Creep. Just for you.
No, thank you.
And it will be the worst version you've ever heard in your entire life.
Oh, man, I've heard some.
No, you know what? I think I'd go up and do Creep as Goofy. Just cause. Why not? Or maybe Elvis. All right, we just have time for one thing in Twitter trending topics, and it's going to be Young Gravy.
You got to let your gravy age the right way. Make sure that the heat is under it long. I don't know what that is.
All right, apparently Young Gravy is a rapper or something, but on the red carpet at the MTV Movie Awards, he kissed someone's mom. So you can think, yeah. She was, she was not expecting it, and that's why he's trending. So,
like one of his boys,
it's, someone's famous mom. These are people I don't know. I just know that's why he's trending, and I think it's all Zach Wilson's fault.
Well, did he like Zach Wilson's his buddy's mom? Was it like a celebrity mom?
It was a celebrity mom.
I got nothing.
There's video up there.
I mean, I see the video, but I don't know.
She didn't look really pleased afterwards. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what's happening. It's official. I'm officially old.
Right, because it was at the MTV Movie Awards, which you probably didn't even know was on.
I don't know any of the people there, nor did I know it was on. That's it for us. Jim Rum's got you live in the jungle. Send your bet punishments on Twitter and Facebook at the Fan Upstate. We're looking for them. Have a great rest of your day. Y'all be good. See you tomorrow on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. Later, brother.
Look at Keegan coming with the knowledge. Not like we know if it's true or not.
He's a self-proclaimed MILF hunter. He has a cool Rick Astley remix song.
Rick Astley is one of those artists that should not be touched. You can't you cannot recreate the Rick Astley. You cannot do that.
All right, dude, you guys are awesome. See